anything.
Guys,
Welcome to another episode of the Bastard Sermon. This is one of your three hosts, Cody Hucker.
Patrick Seta.
And Luke Young.
And this week, we've got on a Cincinnati-based band by the name of ENMY. This is Brady Reis and Trevor Johnson. Give it up, boys!
Nope. Not going to clap for yourself?
Nope.
That's the right move, by
I
the
would
way.
feel like
I heard.
So, did you hear us
I
talking about
already
people?
heard the episode. It's like, I think it's really interesting who claps for themselves and who doesn't.
Yeah.
I was wondering if you were going to. You were about to, and I was like, oh, this is a first. Throwing me off my game.
Yeah.
So these guys are a local band that have been playing for quite some time in this area for like 10 years, something like that.
Yeah,
I've known you guys since like Holcomb, I think. Were Trevor, you were in Holcomb?
Cinema
Sleep. I remember they obviously that, but I didn't know if you played with him before then. But I'm very happy you guys came over here. I'm really excited. You guys are so much fun. Let's get started into some weird shit. Trevor, you went to a swingers party. What happened?
God damn, I was living in San Diego at the time, and pretty much what happened is I was broke as shit, and I knew I had to go down to LA, which is 2 hours away, and I needed to book something somewhere to stay because I had studio time in the morning because I was rapping at the time. God damn.
Which we'll go into.
Holy shit. So anyways, so I get on and I'm like, dude, what's cheaper than a hotel? Fucking Hostel. So I got on like Hostels Tonight, and it was like super sketchy site, and I fucking found this place called like the Bamboo Suite or something like that. It was like the Bamboo Hostel or some shit. So I booked it because it was like $25, and I'm like, that's a fucking bargain. Drove down, got there. I pulled up, and it's just like a shit ton of people outside just like smoking cigarettes, and they just look strung out as shit. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be fucking good, dude.
You were like
So-
modern-day Chinese opium den?
Yeah,
or
like,
what
dude,
we got
oh,
here?
dude, it was a fucking plethora of like different people, dude, and I just didn't know what to expect.
Are
This
they
guy,
naked?
no, this is clothed. Like people were just outside, like fucked up and just doing whatever, right? So this guy greets me, like immediately knows who I am, and he's like, Trevor, and he has like this thick, like Russian or German accent, dude.
Trevor.
Yeah, dude, you're him, dude. So like fucking. I'm walking in, dude. He's like, let me show you around and all this shit. And he's showing me through the place. He's like, this will be your bunk. And it's like one bunk out of like 12 in one fucking room. This is a whole house, 2 stories. And needless to say, dude, he takes me into the living room, which is a kitchen and living room. And he's talking, and I could just hear this heavy breathing, like a pile of people, just like heavy breathing. And no shit, dude, I look over. Nonchalantly, he's just telling me details about the house. And right behind him is just a demonic orgy going down, dude.
Yes.
It's like, dude, it was like
You saw it.
So
Yeah,
wait,
oh,
And
dude,
somewhere
I'm
in the
watching
background, you could hear Rob Zombie's Dracula just
dude,
playing in the
no,
background.
like, dude, it was just Dracula. Dude, yeah, like fucking, like no shit, dude. Like, damn, now I'm inspired. Like,
so the guy. So let me get this right. This German guy is walking you through the hostel, and he's like, "All right, here's the fridge. You can keep your food in here, and this is where the TV's at, and the couch, and here's the demon sex blood orgy, and then moving on, there's the shower. Wait, hold on. Can you back it up just one stroke?
Exactly.
Demon sex blood orgy? Yeah, I mean every hostel comes with a demon sex blood
you can
orgy.
join in whenever you want. You tap out, you tap in.
Come on, Trevor.
Dude, bottom line is like I'm like that's all I could focus on because I'll fucking watch anything.
They were fucking
bro.
the whole time. Like you could
Dude,
hear
there
them the
was like
whole time as he's
dude, there
talking.
was like a guy taking a sweat break out of the corner, like just like chilling naked, like I'll be in a minute. Like,
Hold on.
fucking-
Dude,
Tag me in! Tag me in!
Tag me out, yeah. Like this dude was like just gassed out. He's just waiting. I'm like, holy fuck, I'm sober as shit. I need to get fucked up for this. So I'm like trying to rush this guy. Like, I'm good. Okay, I got the deets. I fucking leave. I go to the liquor store. I pick up like a 12-pack of like fucking Coors. And I
Good
get
orgy
there.
beer, by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah, Coors, right? I
Coors.
wanted to keep it chill, you know. And
Have
I
an
knew
agenda.
I couldn't afford to go anywhere else, and I didn't know anybody else in LA. So
When
I-
those
wait,
mountains turn blue, it's
Wait a
time
second.
for an
Wait a
orgy.
second.
What?
At what point did you know that you were gonna like? I don't know if you joined in or not, but what time did you know that you were
we'll
gonna
get to
spectate?
that.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Well, I'm just thinking, like,
dude, I
right
knew.
then and there when you saw it, you were like, "This is where I'm gonna be hanging out.
people.
I'm gonna be hanging out here."
Bottom
or were
line.
you like, "Okay, I'm gonna go out tonight. Oh, there's nothing to do tonight. Might as well hang out with
Dude,
these guys."
like I
Seems
said,
like fun.
I was broke as shit, and I had to be somewhere in the morning. So I was like, this is it for the night. I don't know anybody. I'm staying here. Might as well enjoy it. So I went
You
and got
really
me some-
enjoyed it, huh?
Oh, so I went and grabbed some fucking Coors, dude. What do I do, dude? I went to the fucking living room, dude. We'll get to that. So I sat on the couch like fucking maybe 5 feet away from them, dude, and I just sit there and was pounding my Coors, dude. I finished
Naked?
about
You guys like friends? Friends?
yeah, dude, like dude.
Awesome, all right.
Dude, I must be like ugly as shit or something, because dude, it like ended like within like 10 minutes of me sitting down. Like they were like, okay, like, and then they all dispersed and shit, and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, fuck it, I'll turn on the TV. So I turn on the TV and it's fucking Bruce Jenner's fucking like transition on 48 Hours, and I'm sitting there watching it. 2 dudes come up and sit right next to me, and they're like trying to like put their arm around me and shit. And I'm like, ah, yeah. So I got up.
Because it's part 2 of the orgy. Now the gay
Now they're
sex
trying to-
blood demon orgy.
Dude, they're trying to smack me off and shit, and I'm like,
them
fuck.
cheeks.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm fucking out of here, dude. So I go outside and I meet like all these people that like, dude, they were
They
like,
just got plowed. All
dude,
of
they
them.
had to have been just plowed, like, dude.
They just got plowed.
Dude, you know how
Oh,
terrifying
they
it
were
was to
digging
sleep
through the
that night.
ditches and burning through the witches.
You ever dude, fuck yeah,
Oh my
dude.
God.
Did the whole room smell like loose butthole?
Dude,
Like I imagine
it's-
it had to have.
Dude, it smelled like fucking like oregano or like,
Like Fazoli's.
fucking herby.
You know-
It
you
must
know-
have just been like the
Weird.
Smell like
activity
sage and
room.
rosemary in the
like
air.
someone's just fucking saging the fucking evil
my
demonic
God.
orgy, dude. The Rob Zombie fucking.
I can only imagine it could either smell like just nasty, fishy kind of smell, or just burnt condom. You know that fucking smell? Or were they all using protection? Were
Burnt
they all
condom,
like,
how hard are you fucking, Pat?
Bro,
You're melting holes through the latex, my friend?
bro? Condoms
How
have
hard
a,
are you fucking?
Condoms have a fucking stench, dude.
burning
They stink.
rubber.
They stink, all right?
Don't wear condoms, Pat. That's why I've got children.
Yeah, grow up, Pat.
Oh, what am I thinking, guys?
God, you think about your
fucking
future or
God.
something?
But like all those people got up and left. Like you weren't thinking they were like, oh, this fucking dude's watching us all fuck. Like, I don't know
Nah,
about
dude,
that.
I was like, dude, fuck it. I'm already uncomfortable. Let's just make this more uncomfortable.
Time to pull my dick out.
Yeah, fuck
Pull out the
it.
kitchen knife.
So
Yeah.
like when
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
Yeah,
you
really
were-
carve his name into
Fucking
somebody's
emo
arm.
night, bro.
Yeah.
when you were in the corner pounding cores and then they dispersed and you moved from the corner to the center where they were to start watching TV, like
Yeah.
was the floor squishy? Like was it wet?
Dude,
Soggy?
it was honestly, it was like hardwood floor, so it wasn't a
Oh,
little
no!
slick. Dude,
Slippery?
like you could feel people sweat, bust. I don't know,
So
dude.
sticky.
Something sticky
Why
was
are
underneath,
they having
dude.
an orgy on a hardwood floor?
Dude, there were no rolls
How are you gonna do it in
in
a
this fucking
Wait, let
house.
me
in
ask
a
you this.
bunk.
If you're gonna have a fucking orgy, fucking Russian fuck fest,
Yeah.
all right, are you gonna do it on a carpet or are you
Yes.
gonna do it on a hardwood floor? What would you-
Carpet.
Carpet all day. You know
That's
how
hard
bad
to
your
clean up.
fucking knees would hurt,
That's
like
hard to
trying to
clean up.
readjust.
That's a lot of money,
There's
too.
no
Not
surfaces
worth
to
it.
put
I'll
somebody.
deal with the knee pain.
No, if I'm planning this room to be my demon blood sex orgy, then I am setting it up for comfortability. I'm here for
Shag
for-
rugs.
Yeah, dude, I'm setting
What
it
you
up.
what you need is wrestling mats, my dude. Something that's
Lots
like
of
easy
beanbag
cleanup. You
chairs.
can mop it. Yeah, beanbag chairs. I mean, a couple surfaces to
Dude, you
bend
come
somebody
in with the
over
fucking
on.
It was in
singlet, dude.
California.
A
Yeah.
bunch of those chairs that are just giant bowls. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
No, that's uncomfortable.
Like
what
the
are you gonna
egg
do
chair
in
from
there?
Men in
Oh
Black?
no, yeah. Now
Yeah.
I think about it. Yeah, there's something, but she would be uncomfortable. But that's not the point. I'm saying wrestling mats everywhere. That because then your legs aren't hurting. It's like
Yeah, you
kinda
can
squishy
really fucking get down and,
and
dirty.
good cleanup.
Yeah, easy. You just roll them up.
Good cleanup.
Yeah.
Just roll them up. Simple as that.
Brady said we're not cleaning that up. No.
So is
I'm
that
just saying,
the
like carpet?
That's
Carpet
fucking
sounds
ridiculous.
Like a horrible idea.
Dude, just yeah.
It really would be a bad idea. It would fucking stain.
That
It would-
rug burn?
you can't
Dude, I
get those
fucking
stains
love
out.
stained, bro.
Nah, dude, you get
What?
a
Oh, I
carpet
thought-
cleaner.
It's been a
If
while.
that guy
It's
also
been a
had
while.
like a steam cleaning business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have them regularly stop by.
Like, don't ask questions.
Yeah. If I am setting this room up, the only reason I'm putting this much money into it is if I'm expecting to have Aleister Crowley level orgies. Okay? And frequently.
That man had a
there's
whole
no
house
reason.
developed. A
Exactly.
whole house devoted to orgies. Like that
Who
was
is
the
that
whole
guy?
idea.
Yeah.
The
Aleister
Aleister
Crowley?
Crowley. Have you ever heard
Oh.
the song "Mr. Crowley" by Ozzy
No.
Osbourne? That song's about him. He's talking about. He's like the dude from the early 20th century that was like first getting into. He developed a religion called Thelma and like this weird occult left hand path like religion shit that was based on like early Satanism and paganism and a bunch of shit. And he would just have like sex orgies and
Demon
a bunch of
blood orgies.
Yeah, that song, if it had been around at that time, would have been playing on a loop nonstop through every fucking room in that house.
They did sex black magic. They'd make like a sigil and they would fuck on the sigil, or they would like jerk off
the
and
fuck
nut
up,
on
really?
the
Yeah.
sigil. Swear to God.
Dude,
Brady, is this bullshit?
I need to
I have no
fact
idea.
check this.
It's
shit.
real.
I didn't
I
know.
have no idea.
Oh,
Aleister
man.
Crowley's a maniac, dude.
I need some
Dude.
Snopes action right now.
Oh no, this is 100% real. Aleister
This is the
Crowley,
fucking internet, dude. Anything.
No, you fool. This is-
Wikipedia, yeah, real legit.
Oh, Aleister.
Why does he look like? Hold
Dude,
on.
I've
Go
been
back.
to that
Go back
sex
one.
house.
Go
Why
back
does he
one.
look like a villain?
No,
Because
why,
he is.
Why does he look like? Why does he look like Drew Carey's older brother in the Drew Carey show?
Damn.
Kind of.
Dude, you want to know something crazy about Drew Carey? I just
the
learned
one with the hat.
What?
he
This
doesn't
one right here?
He doesn't need to wear glasses ever. He never did. He just
So
wore
that's
it in
like
his
his
show, so
trademark?
he's just his trademark.
Shtick.
That's
Well,
fucking.
what a
I feel like I've
phony.
been lied to like my whole life.
Yeah.
Whose line is it anyway?
Yeah.
show
What a
is sick.
fucking
Fuck,
piece
dude.
of shit liar, Drew Carey.
That show is fucking incredible.
Cleveland rocks.
Hey, but that show sucked.
I watched it though.
Cleveland rocks, but that show sucked. Yeah, you
Hey,
watched it because
who's
you had
that one-
basic cable.
Yeah.
Who's
it
that
was-
one chick in it? Mimi or something like
She's
that?
like the lady who
Yeah.
wore way too
Dude,
much
me-
makeup.
yeah.
She
How many
was-
people fantasized about her?
She was the
Mimi Bobak?
Wait.
human personification of Miss Piggy.
I was
never
like,
thought
he's
about
talking about
that.
jacking off to her.
Dude, just like, have you ever thought, like, no matter how sick you think someone may be, maybe someone's, like, fantasized about that
Oh, without
person.
question.
Oh yeah, we've
About
seen
who?
some shit on this podcast. We've seen people
Dude,
fuck
you
each other
told
in the
me.
ass with stump legs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've seen
dude.
dudes cram butter in a girl's asshole and then fuck it, and it comes out and they cram it in her pussy and then fuck her pussy. Like, I've seen all kinds of insane
Yeah.
shit just on this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've seen our friends pull their dicks out and try to keep it hard for a little Olympic
Just on this
competition.
podcast. Don't even
Good
ask him about the
God.
stuff he watches on his personal
And in the
time.
room, like, I think
Limp
Jack pulled his
Bizkit.
balls out one time, and like, there's been assholes
Give
in
him
the
the old
room.
frog eye.
Yeah, the one-eyed trouser snake was really staring me down, thinking
One-eyed
about whether or not I was gonna bite.
The fucking viper came out.
Real slither about it.
Yeah, we've seen it all, man. We've seen it all.
Dude, you guys have experienced. I can see it in your eyes. Like, you just fucking.
We're
you've
worn
seen some
out.
shit.
You know what's like really?
We're
I think
battle hardened.
We're gonna delve into the deep end here, but like, let's talk about some weird fucking porn. All right.
Okay.
All right, because
1,000-yard
I
stare.
actually had someone that reached out to me recently, and they wanted me to ask this question to everyone on this particular podcast. So we're gonna go into a weird "would you rather" question, or maybe not. What's the strangest thing you've ever beat off to and felt bad about afterwards? And be honest. Trevor was like, "What's hentai?" or whatever.
Oh, dude, yeah.
I've never felt that bad about beating off to anything. Like,
If
maybe
you're-
some weird fucking, now everything's like incest porn, so it's like, well, it's but it's like every fucking thing when you go to the X videos, like stepbrother
Mom's gonna
fucks
kill us.
stepmom. Yeah, shit like that. And I'm like, I mean, I'm not, they're like hot, so I am going to beat it to it, but I got to turn the volume down, right? And then you come to somebody like
Mute this
faking
shit.
it. Yeah, exactly. You got to mute it. So like
Dad's
those
gonna come
things
home
are
any
weird.
minute.
But I'm never beating meat like ashamed of what I'm beating meat to. Like I'm always pretty happy about where I'm
You never
at.
gone
If you
off
were-
like
What kind of rapist is messaging you right now?
Exactly.
Child
if
killer.
you were having shameful thoughts about what you just jerked off to, you probably shouldn't have been jerking off to.
Yeah.
But I have definitely had sex and regretted it immediately.
Tell us about that. Can you tell us that story? Like, what's the first time that you woke up? Like,
What's
whatever
your
the
most regrettable
situation
night?
was. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, okay. So this was when I was working at DHL.
Yeah.
Right? So I'd have to wake up 4 a.m. to drive to Kentucky from where I live in Hamilton for a long ass way. Okay, so I'd have to wake up at 4. And one night I left to go to a booty call at her apartment, and it was in Loveland. And I was there. We had sex in the car, and I just sat there all night just trying to find a way to get her out of my car so I could go home and get some sleep, but I didn't. So I went straight from...
Was that bad? You didn't get any sleep? You're like, man, that was fucking.
Dude,
It,
wanna
it
know-
was in a car. I
Did you
had...
end up being a dude or
I
something?
was like, I regret this because now
She
my
made me
car
do it in the ass
smells.
the whole time.
well,
I have to
came this far.
My car smells. I have to clean out my car, and I don't get any sleep. And now I have to drive straight to work after this terrible experience. So, yeah,
I mean,
it was just all around a bad decision.
Was it?
Like I really wanted it at the time, and then as soon as it was done, I was like, everything I made up to this point was a bad joke.
Was not getting out of your car though? Was that a play on your part to like where you were just like, man, if I could just like tell her like get the fuck out.
The
You're like, I'll
battery
ruin
died.
in your vehicle
I had to get someone from the apartment complex to jump the battery.
while there's like pussy sweat fogging up the window and whatnot. Like there's just humidity in the air that smells like an open fish market in fucking Chinatown or some shit.
Hey, but the dude was super nice about it all. He was just walking his dog.
and he fist bump you like, nice.
No comment, nothing.
Were you like, save me? This is the worst sex I've ever had.
No, I was not about to. I need to level with you right now, all right, man? I'm trapped here. She won't get out of my car, and I need to leave. Like, no, I didn't level with the guy. I just begged.
Please jump me. Wait, it doesn't sound like it was like you were fucking a real hound dog sort of situation. That's I think what Pat was asking.
Yeah, like
Oh no, it was just regret.
Like it was like a catfish, and you like, well, she drove here.
oh fuck.
Oh no, I definitely knew her.
This is dark.
This is, it was just like, she's gonna hear this and she's gonna
Is she
know
gonna
in her
listen to this?
soul. Dude.
I don't know, and if she does, oh well.
Yeah,
Oh, wow,
whatever.
fuck it.
Oh, well.
We're fond of burning bridges on this
The
podcast.
bastard sermon.
YOLO.
That's my sermon for the episode.
I've lost friends because of this fucking podcast.
That's a fact. You've made me lose friends because of this podcast.
And you know what? It's worth it.
No regrets,
You
dude.
know what? Worth it.
To be fair, okay, real quick, it was about their friend who had a fucking pig living in their house and would shit everywhere and stuff.
And we're back.
We're back. And like, it was crazy. It was a good fucking story.
It was.
Dude, I mean,
What about pigs?
Now,
don't let a
Bring it
pig.
back.
Don't let a pig shit in your house if someone won't bring it up.
exactly. That's my fucking point, Joe. You're all upset about it, getting all
God
butthurt.
damn it, Joe. What
Yeah.
the fuck, dude?
You're all upset. It's not your house, man. It's her house. All right, like, and it's not even her fucking
It's
house.
not
She
your
just
problem,
lives in the
Joe.
house that it is, and she
Yeah.
encouraged the idea. But you don't have to let a pig shit in a hallway of a house, and then I won't talk about it on this podcast. We had a comedian on, and he riffed on it for forever and made it real fucking funny. And you know what? You cry about it all you want, Joe, but it was fucking hilarious. You go back and listen to that.
Joe-
You'll apologize
What's
to
up?
me
Joe
eventually for
Armstrong?
that. What?
Joe Armstrong?
No, not Jay Armstrong.
No.
It was
Oh,
Ram
Jay,
Barnacle.
okay.
We had
Yeah,
Ram Barnacle on to talk
Gotcha.
about it. Joe is my, I don't know if he considers me a friend anymore. I'll still be
It's
friends
always
with
the
him.
Joes
I
that
haven't
he
if-
hates
hold
me
on.
Doesn't he,
mad,
Luke?
dude.
I have an interesting
Every
story
Joe
about
I know
that.
is a hot
Brady,
dog.
hold on, guys. We're
I
talking
went
over
to
each other.
it was Crossroads out in Florence. For
Isn't
a
that
car.
that-
Oh God!
That's
Don't
like
get
a
me
Christian-
started on Crossroads.
Hold on. There was a car show outside, so it was unrelated to that. It was just in their parking lot.
Sorry.
And during the awards ceremony, when everybody was getting their trophies, I saw this girl standing there, and I took a picture because she had a tattoo. I don't remember where it was, either on her leg or on her, like, a tramp stamp. And it said "property of Jay Armstrong."
Oh,
And
that's
I'm
his
like,
wife.
Yeah. I took a
He
picture of it.
talked about that.
I shared it with someone. I don't know where I posted it. Did I post it on Bastard Sermon? I don't know.
Full
I don't know where.
circle.
I don't know where I shared it. But somebody was like, "Hey, Jay, isn't this your wife?" And it came up, and I was like, "Dude, I'm so sorry."
He talked about
Had
it
no
on the
idea.
episode when he came on. I remember that.
he? I don't even
yeah,
remember
I swear
that.
To God,
Yeah, he definitely
He's like,
talked
yeah,
about
that's
it.
my wife.
Him
But
and-
he said he was
Hilarious.
fucking around though. But
That's hilarious.
That is super fucking funny. How
Him and-
weird that is. Small world.
I'm excited. Him and Rand are actually coming back. He's a great dude. I can't imagine him being like, as long as you weren't a fucking asshole to his wife, I can't imagine him being like shitty about it.
No,
He
I
might
just-
fuck with you or something, but
No, I think I.
he's a great dude.
It might have been someone that I saw there, and I was like, "Dude, did you see this tattoo while you were there? It's like tramp stamp or something." And he's like, "Yeah, I did see that." And I'm like, "Dude, that's hilarious." He's like, "I actually know her husband." I was like, "Oh, sorry."
Good job, Brady. You fucking asshole.
All right, I want to kind of curve this towards their band because we've
Yeah.
had you guys in here. We're talking about
yeah.
buttholes and dicks and everything that you said. You
Yeah.
duck out on the conversation on if we start talking about. But yeah, I want
I'm
to.
going to tap out, Trevor.
So yeah, let's talk about it. And eventually we are going to talk about your rap, Trevor. So we're not going to escape that. It's in the back of
Oh,
my
dude,
mind.
so
Yes.
do we have to give him the 5 fingers of death then?
Oh fuck, dude.
We'll
Can
set
we
that-
do that?
If only Brady does it with me.
We'll set that
Hold
up
on,
after
what
the
is it?
break.
Yeah, I don't even
We'll
know.
set
what
it
is.
up after the break.
We'll do this after the break.
Okay.
After the break.
Well, it looks like you're
Alright.
doing it. So, anyways, these guys been playing in music for quite some fucking time. They came up with a new band, ENMY, ENMY. Am I correct?
Yep.
Super fucking awesome band. Super happy to see these guys playing. Like, seriously, they fucking rock.
Slaps.
Check that shit out. They
Slaps.
Thank you, man.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
And
We use that term all the time.
so, I mean, the first thing I want to say is, like, you know, I know you guys have been through a lot, music-wise, a lot, you know?
Yeah.
What makes you keep coming back to, like, all right, let's do another final push. Let's do this again. Like, did you expect to even go as far as it was? Like, what, you have 80,000 views on the video on Facebook or something ridiculous?
Yeah, we were super.
Congrats,
I don't know.
bros.
I think it just. Thank you. I think it just comes back to the fact that we're just gluttons for punishment, and it's like I don't know. Like there's so many. So after my last band split up, there were people talking about like, oh, when are you gonna get into music again? I was like, I
thought you were done, man. To be honest.
Yeah. And I thought so too. I was just like, it's slim pickings around here as far as like musicians go, like
Fuck
people
yeah.
that you want to work with, because I don't know. It's just like that's just kind of how it is, and you're like, all right, well, I don't know if this is ever gonna work out. So if something good comes along, I'm in. Sure, I'll hop in. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just like you're setting yourself up for disappointment all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like it's just the joy of creating music. Like that's the only thing that really like makes me happy. I really enjoy creating music and just like the process behind it, like coming up with really cool stuff. Like the other night, I guess it was last night.
Yeah.
Was it last night we were over at Mike's and we were working on stuff and we were just like
Having the
just
time
like
of your
pounding
life.
we were pounding our heads against the wall just thinking of like, okay, how can we make this guitar part a little more punchy so it like builds up and it's like gets into the next part. And I like that's the most fun for me is just like the creative process.
It's
So,
definitely been way more different and a lot more like just legato, just smooth in this band. Like being a 4-piece, I feel like has been like the greatest decision we've made, and we were so scared about it not being full enough, but like I think we've like covered our ground being a 4-piece, and like writing has just been like so natural.
Yeah.
You guys got to be a
Very
lot
good.
tighter as musicians to be a 4-piece. Also,
Yeah.
you don't have anybody to fall back on if shit starts getting wily or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
Does it feel like you guys have to be really on point in that way with it being a 4-piece, or is
Sure,
it just
yeah,
better
absolutely. But like we look at it as if we're not on point, then why are we even in a band? You know?
Yeah, I feel like
Right.
you guys have been playing music long enough where that is not much of an issue, really, when it comes to that. I feel like the more tenured you are with like just playing and just getting used to it, you just know like, hey, I can really handle my own and just staying clean.
Yeah.
And I know how to play my stuff. Everyone has like expectations that are met every
Right.
time, you know. But I would definitely say being like a smaller like 4-piece, it's probably way more easier to work with than let's say like 2 guitar players.
Yeah.
And bouncing
Yeah.
off ideas or like, hey, I don't agree with this, whatever. Everyone's on the same page.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone, and it's kind of like a thing about like accountability. Like everybody knows that they have to deliver because that's their instrument. So we all like, and that's kind of the way that it fell into place is just because we knew we had to deliver. Everybody knows their place, and it's like it seems like in every group that we've had, there's always like one person that's always like
A fucking piece of shit.
Or not fully
yes.
committed.
So like yeah,
I know that
Yeah.
feeling too.
Well, it's that, and then like the one person that's on the fence about it, like, oh, am I committed? Am I not? They're like, well, that guy's not committed, so I'm not gonna pull my weight. So now it's
monkey
like,
see,
it's,
monkey do. Kinda.
yeah, it's like now that it's like 4 of us, it's tight.
Yeah, and you've always got that one that was like always like the control freak, and like if they weren't the whole thing, then it's like, it just starts getting muddy and just like.
Any musical project I've ever been involved with, there's always that guy. I feel like that's just so common. And I don't know why they got to be like that. I don't understand why it's got to be someone that's just got to be so difficult about like a particular, like, oh, I don't agree how this sounds. Oh, then I'm not doing it, or I'm just gonna be super fucking shitty about it. It's just
Egos,
like,
bro.
It completely takes the fun out of the whole experience, and that's why you all came together in the first place.
Yeah. No, it's really cool because we haven't run into that yet. Like,
We have less people to worry about.
yeah. So and it's always like, yeah, like I remember having practices, and there was always that one guy that was like, you could tell that he was just like his mind was off somewhere else. He didn't really want to be there, and we're like, if you don't want to be here, then why are you doing it? Like,
Yeah.
like this is supposed to be fun, you know? So
Yeah, there's too many people out there that don't even go to like practice or some shit. You know, they'll just
Yeah.
they'll just like, oh, my show is my practice. I'll just show up for when I play, and then I'm leaving right afterwards, kind of
Yeah.
attitude. And that's like the same kind of
Yeah.
fucking vibe those
dude,
people
and
get
it's
off.
it's a bummer. It's like it's definitely a relationship kind of thing where everybody has to gel together. So yeah, and like I said before, like it's really slim pickings in this area. But
Yeah.
like the groups that are groups and have been kind of like cultivating members and like getting their thing going, like they have their groups, and it's like if you pick one person out of that group, then it's like it, it ruins that ecosystem, I guess.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's like, no, there are like great groups, and you've had guys on here that I'm like really good friends with, and I'm like, heck yeah, I'm stoked for them, doing releases and different shows, and like just having fun on stage and like bringing different things to the table.
Yeah.
So
Have you ever like sat there and thought that, man, if you just lost like, maybe 2 people that aren't that great, and then just pulled up all on your own and just made yourself a star? Have you ever thought about doing that solo?
oh, solo? Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, kind of in that mindset, I think that's kind of how we approach this band. Because
I
for
was about
one,
to say, like, that's what
for
makes me think of
one-
your project.
but we were already thinking like, are we gonna do this again? And then like, I think Brady and I, like in the back of our minds, were kind of like hesitant, but we were like, dude, let's
How long
fucking
have
do
you
this.
guys
What we
been
love.
working together, you two specifically?
So what? 2012.
At least
So
like
7
5,
years.
6 years, I would say.
Dude, more. I was gone for 5 years, so I mean, I'd say seven
Yeah,
years.
somewhere around there.
Yeah.
And
We've kept in touch while I was
the
gone.
Response music video came out, which was so
Yeah.
much fun, by
Yeah.
the way. Thank you for letting
You
me be
were
a part of
there.
that.
Yeah.
So I guess like we all just got super drunk and it just turned into what it was, which
Holy
was great.
shit. Some
Yeah, it was
chick
awesome.
licked my
But
face. You
let's-
remember that?
Yeah, I remember. Actually, I do remember that. So let's talk about that real quick.
You got
Uh,
orgy stories. You got bitches licking your face. Like, what the fuck? What
I
hasn't
fucking
happened to
lived,
you?
bro.
He's lived many lives.
Oh,
It just
fuck.
So like it just seemed like since that time I was playing a guy in your music video
Yeah.
that you guys weren't cool with at the time. It's kind of funny. I ended up recording with that guy later on.
Yeah.
But I know exactly what you meant.
Yeah.
All right, let's just say that.
Yeah, and that,
But you seem to always be going through some drama with this, even though you
Yeah.
guys are so like independent. I would say like you kind of keep to your own. You know.
Yeah.
You're very close knit. There's always some fucking drama, and like someone
Yeah.
always has to bring that shit online and shit. Like recently, there was some shit going on, and like, what the fuck's going on with that whole situation?
So while I was trying to figure out if I still wanted to do music still, it seems like every band, like I'm sure you've been there as well.
Yeah.
Like every band, when you break up, you're like, oh man, people have been talking about it. Like 1 or 2 people say like, oh man, it'd be great if you had a reunion. And then
Yeah.
it starts like getting that thing going. And then, everybody's like, dude, we should do it. We should get it back together, and we should like play a reunion show.
together.
Getting the band back together. See what happens, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's been long enough, People weren't ready yet. They weren't ready. I'm like, okay. And so the first time, like, one of the guys came back, and he was like, all right, well, let's do it. And I was like, really? Like, I didn't think it was like actually going to go anywhere. I was just like, all right, well, let's see. And so we were like, we got together, we started rehearsing our set, and we were like, yeah, let's do a reunion. And I think at the time, we brought in someone else to play guitar. And I don't know what happened with that. But anyways, one of the guys ended up leaving to go on tour with another band, and we were like, so where does that leave us? And then he just ghosted us, like didn't say anything else.
And
we're
we're
like,
thinking of the same person.
Cool.
I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm like, okay, so it's just done then. So like we had practiced for like 2 months or something, like getting ready for a reunion show. And I'm glad we didn't say anything about it, like, cause getting people's hopes up, and
Yeah, thank
and then
God.
nothing happens.
It's kind of it'd be embarrassing that
Yeah.
way. Like
so,
shit.
and it's just kind of like, I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to do this, and then that happens, and you're like, okay, that's like another gut shot. So you're just like, okay, never mind. And so you're like, all right, whatever they want to do. And like a year or so, maybe a year or 2 passes, they come back. They're like, hey man, like, sorry about last time. This time it's different. I'm like, no, like I'm not interested whatsoever.
This was very recently that this
Very
happened.
recently, yeah. And they were like, yeah, man, like get it back together. Like it's serious this time. Like these guys screwed me over. Like it was a really bad situation. it's all good now.
Trying to
Like,
make it seem like it was everybody's fault, but his fault.
Yeah.
that all
So
this
this
shit went down.
particular individual, just want to state, I'm not going to say his name. He not only left, but he went for another band that was pretty popular at that particular time.
Yeah.
That particular time exclusively. And he went to another project after that, which he is still a part of.
And
he
that
came
man's
back and
name
he's-
was Dave Grohl.
Dave, don't get him started. Don't get him started. We're gonna finish this off, and then we can get to that. We'll get to that.
If you
What
wanna-
can of worms did I just open?
We're completely uncensored here, so if you want to say names, you can say names.
Okay.
That's up to you
I'll
guys.
just leave it. I want to be somewhat,
I hear you.
You class act.
respectful.
And if
know?
you guys-
be respectful.
A gentleman.
But if you
Yeah.
say a name and your butthole seals up later, I can cut it out. But I don't
Okay.
want to, so just
All right.
don't say the
All right.
name if you don't want to say
All
the
right,
name.
I've got all the filters
Cool.
on right now.
His name is.
So-
I'm just kidding.
Tom DeLong.
Aliens.
Yeah. He's
yeah.
leading the Area 51 charge as we speak.
So Tom DeLong comes back and he's like, "Let's do it for real this time." And I was like, not interested at all. And,
Talk to the hand.
So like, there was a group chat going. Like everybody was like, they were like, "Dude, let's do it. Everybody's ready. Let's do it." I'm like, "No, I'm not interested in it. Like, he already screwed up once. I'm not like."
You were playing
he
hard to get.
he just has a bad like attitude, bad personality about the whole situation. Like, not interested.
Toxic.
And exactly. So yeah, I'll try to speed it up. But so the guys were like, "Well, we're getting together, so if you want to do it, like this is your time or not." And I was like, "Well, I don't want other people getting up on stage and like trying to sing my stuff or whatever." So I was like, "Okay, fine, I'll meet up with you guys." So we get together. We're working for like 6-7 months at least on new music. We had like 8 songs recorded, and we were like getting ready to like take the next step, whatever the next step was, whether it was play a show or take it to a studio to record for real. And then that same person dips out again. I'm like, dude, this is exactly why I didn't want to do it before. And I'm like, hey, are you ghosting me, man? And he was like, no, I'm not ghosting you. Like, this is a good opportunity for me. I need to like do this, and that. And like, it'll be a good way to get our music in people's ears, see what they think. I'm like, all right, man. And then he started posting stuff like in this other group, separate from the group that he left before with.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, thank you so much for helping us reach the Billboard charts, blah, 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 in this new group. I'm like, you had no, like...
Was he expecting him to do both?
No. I
No.
highly doubt it. But he was like, oh, thank you so much. And I'm like, you had no, like, input whatsoever into this new group. Like, how are you going to, like... I don't know. So... I was just like, yeah,
So he's
whatever.
trying to do. I'm getting a little confused in this story. So he's this guy that was trying to do your first reunion show, that then ghosted you beforehand. Tried to set up another one and basically said that they're gonna do your songs without you. So you're like, fuck that. I'm gonna do it.
He didn't say that they were gonna do them without me. I was just like, I don't want anybody else to do it. If
Right.
the whole group is coming back and they're gonna do a reunion show, I want to be
Right.
there. You know
Front
what I mean?
and center.
Like, yeah.
And then
So-
and then you're this project takes off. Enemy is the project, right?
Yeah.
And it takes off, and then this dude tries to take credit for that. Is that the
Yeah.
story so far?
So when we were writing these 8 songs,
how is he trying to take credit though? I don't
So
understand.
that's the thing. It's like, we were like working on music, and we had like 6 people. There were like guys from other local bands that were helping us. Like he had another guy from a local band that did all the like production. Like
Right.
he did all the recording. So we were like all in this like basement studio recording, and trying to piece things together. And he dips out, and I was like, hey, I texted him like right before we started this group, and I was like, hey, I fully intend on using like the lyrics and melodies that I wrote. And he was like, oh, well, I have a publishing deal, so like if it's going to be a lot of money, it's going to be a lot of fame and exposure. And I was like, okay, like what does that mean? He was like, well, I'm submitting it to someone, to a company.
What,
I'm like,
your stuff?
yeah. And I was like, I don't consent to that. You don't have any rights to
The stuff that you wrote.
my voice. And he was just like, oh, well, and he just like, whatever, said whatever he was going to say. I was just like, how is he going to like say that he has any kind of ownership over what I do? I'm using like, and so it was the chorus of our first song that came out, and he was like, oh, does this sound familiar? Does this sound like my song? It's like, of course it's going to sound like the same song. It's like,
You're like, that's me.
It's the same vocals.
Yeah.
Like, and we had like 6 people that were like getting on our Facebook and like leaving hate comments, and it was just like, whatever. Like, if that's what they want to do, like, and
So this lecherous cunt, let me call him,
Yeah.
basically drug people out of the fucking sewers with him to
6
go.
people.
Yeah.
Six
So,
people. So
6
how we
people.
looked at it as is 6 people out of how many views we got on the first day that were positive, and all the comments and shares that were.
Yeah, fuck
You
those
know what I
6
mean?
people.
So
and that's
fuck
what
it,
is
you
that?
know?
Him and 5 other accounts that he created.
Yeah,
So-
and
Yeah.
there were people
Fuck that
posting
shit.
there were people posting stuff like, oh, well, good thing I have another account, and we're like, oh, well, let's just block that one too.
Yeah, like,
And we-
okay,
yeah.
what's the name?
Was this the first time that you guys got into like a situation where you're getting major views on a platform like this?
I mean, in the last,
Well, when you got the response, I think that's up to 1 million plays currently.
The reason
I don't know if you've checked it at all, but it's
no.
1 million plays.
well, on Spotify alone, it's like coming up on like 4 million streams.
that's crazy.
the reason I'm asking though is
Good song.
because it sounds like you're focusing on those couple people that are fuckheads,
Yeah.
which is the thing that most people do when like you get a lot of coverage on something like this.
Yeah.
And I can't speak from personal experience, only from listening to other podcasts from people that have lived that sort of situation.
Mm-hmm.
And if you read those comments, there's always going to be fuckheads, and those always are going to be the ones that you pay
Yeah.
attention to. But how many more people are there? How many more people are there because they love your music and
Yeah.
because they love you,
You know,
guys and they want to
it's
support
easier
you
said
guys?
than done, though, when you say
Right.
that, Cody, because anyone that's ever creative ever is gonna like has any kind of art, comedy, art or live art, music. Podcast, for example, you're gonna see all these people that be like, "Oh, I like this shit, I like this," but if you hear one negative comment, and they see something really shitty, that's what you're gonna think of.
Yeah.
But why is that?
Well,
Why do you think we feel that
no,
way?
and I don't even think it was that. Like, I was thinking of the end user. I was thinking of the people that wanted to come and enjoy the song and not see hateful stuff. And like at the same time, I'm sure they didn't want our fan group to attack them. So I
Right.
was just like, dude, let's
There's a
just
little
delete
war,
the comments.
yeah.
Like if it's
Yeah.
6 people that we have to block from the account, then so be it. And it was just like and that's what I put in. I don't know if I had to make a statement, but I did make a statement, and I was like, hey, I pretty much told the exact same story that I
Yeah.
posted on that post, and I was just like, yeah, like we wanted everybody to enjoy it. We didn't want there to be any drama. And of course, you've got people that are like speculating on it, like,
because someone
"Dude,
said something.
how do you feel
Yeah.
about bands deleting comments? And it's like,
Who
whatever.
cares?
Yeah, like it's not that we can't take criticism. Like, we're very critical of ourselves to begin with, but
yeah.
when it's just like someone there to spoil the time, like if you invite somebody over to your house and they're like making a mess of the place, spilling drinks and running into people,
hey,
you're
get
like,
the
hey
fuck
man,
outta
you
here.
gotta go.
Yeah.
So it was that kind of mentality when we did it. It wasn't like, oh, someone hates our music, we need to delete the comment.
Right.
So
Yeah,
That makes
it's like-
sense.
it's the most
It's
professional.
not why the video's there. It's not to garner
Yeah.
any type of feelings.
And you
of
know what,
hatred.
dude? We're blessed because other than those 6 people, every comment and share has been positive.
That's what I'm saying. It's,
You know what I'm saying? So we've been like whatever. You know what I mean? Like
So
fuck
It
those
is
6
what it-
people.
yeah,
Seriously.
I mean,
Sure.
let's just say it.
You
Let's
guys
just
have
say
nothing
it.
better to do than talk
And-
shit to you. Like,
and on top of
It's-
that,
it's seriously-
those 6 people were from like different areas. So it's just like fans of a certain person that
Yeah.
are like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna
Take
his
defend
side.
I'm gonna
Defend my buddy.
Yeah, I'm gonna defend this
Yeah.
guy because like
right.
I have some kind of attachment to that person somehow.
Right.
Yeah.
So
whatever.
with that being said, and having that experience with a past bandmate, now having these 2 other guys in the band, how did you know that they were going to be as committed and ready to take this band as far as you are, and to be assured that they will follow through?
One of them was also in your last project, Kevin. Who's the
Yeah.
other guy?
So Mike was a guy that during that period where I was working out in Hebron at the time at Custom Amplification as a designer. I was like, maybe like I have time, to like do something else. So I was like, I think Mike had hit me up and he sent me a demo and I was like, wow, like where did you record this? He was like, oh, I do it at my house. I was like, wow, like that sounds like professional. So I was like, all right, let's hit him up. Let's see what's going on. And like he was kind of like in and out, trying to like gauge things. He was like moving houses and stuff. So I was like, all right, we'll just figure out what's going on. The cards will fall as they may. So he came into the fold, and it's just like the fact that he was there. like he was always like sending me stuff like, hey, what do you think about this? I'm like, okay, this guy's like,
Bro, come sing
Like,
for
he
this.
was just
like
as
this
ready.
guy's dedicated. You know what I mean? So I
He's
was
a
like,
hard
all right,
charger.
that's awesome. Trevor was in LA, well, San Diego, doing his thing.
Rapping?
Oh Christ.
Well, he was like in music. If you want to.
But I mean, behind the scenes during all
dedication.
that, behind the scenes during all that, I had been writing a genre type that would fit what I already knew in my
what you
head.
like
I'm like, I'm
playing.
hitting up Brady when I get
Yeah.
back, and I have some songs that I know would fit him.
For our listeners, what is this genre that Enemy plays, and what is this type of music that you're putting together? Dude. Every time we ask people, they get like
If you
very
t-
like
Like, what is it?
introspective.
If
But I
you-
mean, layman's terms. You don't have to get super specific.
So like, it's like alternative rock. When people ask us what it sounds like, it's like, okay,
Dracula.
yeah, Dragula. So
Dude.
it's basically like if you were tailgating, like music to listen to if you were tailgating right before a Kid Rock concert. You know what I'm saying?
If Talladega,
Yes.
fucking Louder Than Life, and Warped Tour had a threesome, boom.
Well, it's like, so I usually
Instead of a threesome,
That
what
sounds
about
like a
a
good
weird?
time.
What about a weird San Diego hostile like blood orgy? What about,
dude.
Demon orgy.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Blood orgy, dude. Seance and shit, dude.
No,
Like I can't wait to see that category in like all the record stores.
No, I
It's
think
like
it's-
X, Y, blood orgy. Oh, there they
there
are.
it is.
Enemy there.
I'm highly disappointed.
We're
This is-
blood orgy.
No, but I'd say like alternative rock, like I don't know, like radio rock.
I mean,
type stuff.
I saw that you had some. Sorry, go
You
ahead.
brought an example with you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
I-
actually, so we posted a video of like updates from the band, letting everybody know what we're going to be doing coming up the next few months or whatever. And we're like, oh, yeah, we're coming up on a podcast. If you want to hear a snippet of one of our songs, like,
And I saw that there's also a contest that goes along with this, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well,
And you got
contest-
some. Before we get to the thing where I see where you're going with this, talk about the contest about getting your studio time because I watched that video that you were
Yo,
talking
can
about.
I join?
um,
Can I be in the contest?
join, yeah.
Is that a conflict of interest?
No,
How?
he's saying you
Join
have to help
how?
them. It's to help
Join
them. you
how?
fool.
Join
I'm just
how in
kidding.
what way?
I don't know. What's the contest? I
I'm
just
trying
want to win.
I'm trying to
do?
figure out how helpful I should be.
But go on, a contest.
No, so yeah, it was we got radio play for like a whole week on 96 Rock, and they were like, hey, you should like sign up for this contest that we're doing. It's like some Miami Valley gaming thing.
No, wait, back it up. How did you get the radio play to 96 Rock?
They
Did-
reached-
Who's
did they
their,
reach
what's
out
their
to-
email?
They reached out to us, didn't they?
Yeah, so I think Mike said, oh yeah, if you sign up to be on CincyMusic.com, there are people that work that are like, I don't know, somehow
Okay,
related.
I didn't know
And
if it was
then-
like you won some other contest and you're just
no,
in this.
no, we
There's
we
someone
just hit him
that
up.
that works at the radio stations that they're all ran by like one company, really. All of FM and AM is ran by usually like I think about 40, 50 people,
Yeah, I
and
think
one of them
that's-
is
yeah.
really involved with the local community, and they got the emo songs and playing and stuff. So
Yep.
that's who it was. That
Yeah.
person probably shouted you
I don't
out
know.
like you
Yeah.
deserve to be up there though.
Well, I know that there's
Thank you.
I know that there's Cumulus and I know that there's Clear Channel, but I don't know which like stations
I
that
don't
each
remember.
one owns, and I don't like.
We're going pretty inside baseball. The point is,
Yeah,
you got
that's
some
fine.
96 Rock play,
Yeah.
and then after that, this
Yeah,
contest.
they
But
were
the-
like, oh, well, you should definitely like the song is great. You guys should sign up for this contest that we're doing. So it's like a Miami Valley gaming thing, and from what I've heard, it's like a pretty big deal, and it's like a good way to get local bands like a foothold and kind of make their way onwards and upwards. So they're like, yeah, like sign up for this. You have your fans vote for it, and then you get down to like 4 or 5 bands in the finals.
Right.
And then you get studio time,
$1,000.
$1,000, and you get to play at the next year's Bunbury.
oh, that's
So-
fucking
So we
tight.
were like,
That's
we were
cool.
like, sign us the fuck up.
Yeah. Plus, you guys are riding this wave of like 1 million views on YouTube, or not YouTube, but Facebook, and then the 4
Well,
million on
yeah.
Spotify. It's like that's the
80,000.
time
I
to
don't-
fucking set that contest up. Maybe you guys are the next fucking big radio act type thing, like something that, like, what would you compare yourself to musically, like something
usually-
that you hear on the radio right now?
Yeah, I
that-
mean, like our elevator pitch is usually like, oh, if you like Chevelle or Breaking Benjamin or Linkin Park, it's in that vein. It doesn't necessarily
Definitely
sound
Chevelle.
exactly
Yeah.
like that, but it's
Yeah.
like
Right.
You know,
No,
in that
yeah, I hear all
wheelhouse.
those bands when I listen to it. I mean, I don't listen to a lot of that music myself, but when I listen to the song's Clarity, right?
Right.
I listened to that today before because I didn't have a lot of information about ENMY. I didn't really know a lot about you guys, and I
Right.
was just like, I should do my due diligence and listen to this.
Yeah.
And my daughter came into the room and she was like, "Can I watch the video with you?" You're like, "Yeah, come on."
Cool.
And we're sitting down and watching it or whatever, and you had the fog machines going with the lights or whatever, and you guys
Yeah.
were getting really into it. I was like, okay, this is cool. I mean, it's not something that I normally turn on, but like. It's like in that vein of Chevelle, Linkin Park, or whatever, and it's really well done. Like everything's mixed very good.
Yeah, Nick did
It's
a
pretty
good job.
hard hitting. Your vocals are solid. Your instrumentation's quality. Like everything sounds really good. The music video looks fantastic. I forget who shot that.
Jeremy Kramer.
Yeah, he did a great job. It looks
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah,
That was
he's
his
really
first
good.
one. That was his first music video.
Yeah.
Ever.
So I've been following his stuff. He used to play in a band like back in 2006 to 2010 or something, and I've been following his photography since then. He's been like just cranking out amazing stuff. And I'm like, holy crap!
Immaculate.
Like it would be so cool if we got promos by him. And then we had mentioned it during our photo shoot. He was like, well, you know, I'm trying to shoot a music video at some point. So like, if you guys want to do it, I'm like, yeah.
Your guys' music reminds me of every time that I would go to like a friend's parents' barbecue, like they would have like fucking EBN. I'm just
Hell yeah.
But like EBN or 96 Rocks playing, like you
Yeah.
got like all this type of sounding music going on in the background. It was like the vibe of like summer fucking like eating meat and drinking beers and a bunch of biker dudes hanging out
Dude,
and
that's
fucking
what-
Yeah.
just
that's what we
chilling.
want.
Dude, that's what we're good.
Drinking
Yeah.
Say no.
beers with biker dudes.
Cody listens to strictly like Slayer, but he's a dick
It's
about
not
it.
strictly.
All right.
Yeah, just
Hey,
to give
fair
you an
enough,
idea.
dude.
I'm not shitting on. No, I'm not.
Those
shitting on
guys-
that.
hey.
Jesus, Pat.
Those guys fuck.
Comparison.
So it's cool, dude.
I'm saying
Those guys fuck.
But
Hard.
like, the
They're
music's
hard.
fucking amazing. And
Blood
you guys,
orgies.
You brought a snippet of like part of a new song that you wanted to play, and dude, I can't fucking wait. You guys sound fucking killer. Let's can we listen to a little bit of this?
Yeah, no one has heard this track yet. Well, you might have heard it in like an update. There was like just the piano part.
Oh my god,
but-
we get the
All right.
exclusive.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The real shit, dude.
Are we
this
doing the
one's
whole
called-
thing, or are we
You
doing
earned
like
it.
a portion of it, or
We're
what do you want
doing
to do?
up
After the
until
chorus.
like
Just tell us when to
We'll
stop.
scream stop.
I like one.
Will you
Stop!
Just
Please.
watch
Please.
for like 109. That's where
All
we
right.
should
I
stop.
prefer the screaming.
All right, guys.
Okay.
Here's "Shadow of the Night" by ENMY. ENMY, by the way, for our fans, is spelled ENMY. Look them up.
Dude, that's so good.
Thank
it
you
definitely
so
makes
much.
me think of like the Diary of Jane by Breaking
Oh,
Benjamin, and I love that fucking song, bro.
Bruh.
It sounds
very-
really
Thank
fucking
you
good.
so
You
much.
guys can listen to the rest of the song after.
Yeah.
After the
After
podcast.
this
After
Sunday.
we're done.
That's
As
what I'm
you
talking
wish.
about.
But it's seriously like you guys are doing a little bit of experimental kind of shit than what you're used to from what I remember, because before it was like kind of like a Hands Like Houses kind of vibe, I would
Right.
say, but now it's like actually its own. Like this is something you would totally hear on the fucking
Yeah,
radio
for
and jam
sure.
out.
Thank you.
Like
For sure.
Well,
really solid.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Instrumentally, when Mike and I met, it clicked right off the bat, and we both had an agreement like, hey, whatever we're doing needs to compliment Brady, because he's just got one of those voices. We've all felt that he's got one of those voices that just needs to be heard. So, and it's
we all
like,
want to throat Rob.
yeah. I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
I love
So-
Pat's term for blowjobs. He never says blowjob. He always says
So-
throat robbing.
Throat rob him. Yeah,
Don't
fucking, I gotta take that. That's
Yeah.
good, dude. That's some good shit. But
Copyrighted.
yeah, we were like, dude, whatever we do needs to
Get that a
compliment
t-shirt.
Brady. So no like noodling behind him. Like it needs to just we need to focus on being songwriters. So we've went apart from being like just musicians, and we've all became songwriters in this process.
Yeah.
And I think it's what's dope.
And a big part of it is like with some people that we've worked with before, they're like, oh, we need to be pop, we need to be this, we need to be that, we need to be more scene, we need to have more breakdowns or whatever. I'm like, at the end of the day, like, what bands do I want to play with? Like, I want to play with like bands that I've listened to before, you know, like
your inspirations, like where you got your singing techniques from.
Yeah, like who do I want to play with? I want to play with Chevelle, Breaking Benjamin, Linkin Park.
If those are the
Maybe
bands
not.
that
Yeah.
This just got fucking
rough.
dark.
Anyways,
Whoa.
They still
just,
play.
okay, just the idea of it. But yeah, like at some point, if it's possible, I'm putting it out there. Put it out into the universe, man.
One Direction.
Rammstein. I would love to play.
Rammstein.
Oh, that'd be
I
cool.
love Rammstein. They're
That would
one of
be
my
sick.
favorite bands in the entire world.
Dude, have you seen that video?
I've
That's
seen,
one.
You
That's
talking
one
about
that I saw.
Deutschland?
The
You
one. It was
Book Dick?
Deutschland.
It was Sonne, and it was a live.
Oh, I love
concert.
that song, Sona. Yeah, it's a great fucking song.
Dude.
Where they're doing the jackhammering down in the mines or whatever the
well,
fuck.
the music video is awesome, but there's a live video. They played in like Prague, I think, and their stage production is insane.
Fucking
Dude,
What are
they-
we talking
it looks-
about here?
I
Satan's
played-
workshop, dude.
So at work,
Like-
sometimes
Straight up.
I'll let you get back into it, but I love fucking Rammstein. I can't believe that you pulled that because when you were saying like Breaking Benjamin, I was like, okay, I could see that with this, but I'm like Rammstein, like that's fucking dope because that's like right up my alley.
Yeah.
Because I played them at work. And I don't. Do you guys know Nick Ruholt or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So he
But,
works with me or
the
whatever.
rest, guys.
And I played Rammstein, and he was like, "Oh, you playing some fucking German?" I was like, "Oh, you mean one of the biggest bands in the entire world right now? Like they just put out something
Dude.
that's on like #1 on the entire international charts. Is that who you're making fun of right now, Nick?
Those
I love
guys.
Nick, by the way. I'm fucking with him, but like it was just
Rammstein
like,
fucks, bro. Like they fuck.
bro. They fuck so hard. Have you
Yeah.
seen the? This is what I'm gonna get
Book
him back.
ditch, dude.
I'm about to pass the talking stick to you, but the stadium, the fucking insane live performances, they all have. I think every member of that band, especially Till Lindemann, the lead singer, has their pyrotechnics license so that they can fucking wear those. If you've ever seen the movie Triple X, that's probably
dude,
how a
they
lot of
have
people
them-
got into it. They were playing Fire Fry, and he's blowing flames out of his face. That's not CGI or a stunt man. That's the fucking band up there. Till Lindemann, the lead singer's doing that, and then blowing fire out of his face.
it's
They're
insane.
doing insane pyrotechnics. They're playing these big giant stadiums that they do like the World Cup in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
If you guys played with, can you imagine opening
would-
up for the type of shows that
I'd fucking
Rammstein
cry,
plays?
That'd be
bro.
crazy.
I'd cry.
They're the biggest shows in the world. Like I don't think anybody
Dude, I
does
have
bigger
goosebumps
concerts
just
than
thinking
Rammstein.
about it right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, the video that I've seen on Facebook that's being shared on Facebook is like their production rivals like DJs. Like
Gotcha.
you know, like
It's
when you see
nuts.
like
So
a crazy
quality.
like EDM
Yeah.
show where there's like lights, not even just on
Demon
the stage.
blood orgy type fucking show.
Exactly.
Dracula!
Dude, if you can pull up a clip of it, like it's nasty. Like so
Let's pull it up.
they've got the whole setup and it looks like if I can paint a picture for your minds right now, it's like when Frodo is like walking into Mordor and he sees the eye of Sauron. Like that's what it looks like. But replace the eye with the Rammstein logo.
Yes.
Freaking
I'll just
man.
pick any of them. I don't care what it is. Let's go to the most random one, and I guarantee it's just gonna be the craziest fucking
Dude,
size.
you know it's
stage
gonna fuck, dude.
you've ever seen
It's
in your
so
entire
sick.
It
goddamn
blows my
life.
mind when bands have like pyro activities on their fucking stage because sometimes you're out in the crowd and you fucking feel that and you're like, I bet they're feeling it up
Yeah,
on stage.
Yeah.
Till Lindemann's gotten fucked up a couple times, I think, from doing this.
I was curious if people got
They're
burned
playing
from that shit.
giant goddamn arenas. This is probably some shitty cell phone footage of it, but like,
I bet it slams.
We just seen
fucks.
Shine. It fucks. But we just seen Shine Down, and they had pyrotechnics, and it was just
say
fucking
it
whoa.
what's a video that you were thinking of specifically? Do you have a
it
name
should be
of it?
Prague.
Rammstein Prague. What year?
I don't know how to say it correctly. Sonne.
Oh, sun. Yeah, sun.
That
it's
word.
basically just sun. It means sun.
Trevor.
That's what it means.
Oh,
German and English are very similar.
you try to say it correctly and you completely butcher it.
It's like Sona. It's the same thing, the way that they do it. Right here, this top one.
Maybe.
Let's just
Dude, I
play
think
it.
it's the
Play that one. That
No,
one.
the
looks
top
na-
one. Top one.
Top one.
Play the top
okay.
one. That was my first choice.
Nasty. So they've got pillars like out in the crowd that are shooting fire, and it looks
Jeez.
like
Wait, in the middle of the crowd? Like
Yes.
these two things on the side here?
Yeah, they have them way back in the
Yeah,
crowd.
they have them in like
Dude.
inset into the crowd.
I
as
wonder
well.
how much fucking money they bring in because it's so
Look at
weird.
these
that
Satan's
Look at those
workshop,
huge-
bro.
Dude,
Huge
this looks
black
like-
clouds. There's
it-
one that's like on the other side of the stadium that's like looking at the stage, and it's like, dude, it's just nasty.
You weren't
those
fucking
all
kidding. This
cabs?
is fucking like ominous Wolfenstein looking.
That's
ass
what I was
shit.
wondering if those
And
were all
they-
cabs.
They build all of that for their shows, and it's
Yeah.
all pretty, like, I don't feel like they're, like, carrying this to every single place. Like, they're doing custom shit for a lot of different shows
Yeah.
just to show you how much money they're pulling in to be able to do all this crazy
You know
live
what's
shit.
insane?
What blows
It's
my mind is like
insanity.
whenever these bands like this, and I don't think people really take this like and think about it, is how much practice these people have to put in for these songs and the pyrotechnics
Yeah.
and all that shit. I wonder if they have to like practice with the fire to like, hey, don't
Yeah.
fucking stand there.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure it's all like taped up. Like, don't walk over here or you're dead.
I mean, look at the size of these fucking arenas that they play.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
insane.
crazy.
Yeah,
That's what
no,
they are. Oh my
There's
god.
the thing that
This
he
is
was
Mad
talking
Max.
about.
This looks like straight
Yeah.
up fucking Mad Max.
Like, just imagine being in the presence of that, and you're just like, it's like a full
Shit.
experience, and it's like, oh my god.
And that's where he's got it up to his face. They've got it up to their faces, and they're all blowing it out of their faces. They've got to have pyrotechnics license to do this. They have these crazy costumes, all these insane things that they're
Holy
setting
shit.
up. It's like
that's so crazy. Like,
they're so theatrical. Their
right?
videos are phenomenal. Their music is great. We went from talking to ENMY to sucking Rammstein's dick so
Yeah.
hard.
Throat
right now.
robbing.
Just
We're straight throat robbing right
Yeah,
now.
right now.
Akia.
But I mean, I never really knew that they were this
Cody's
big.
fantasized about it before.
Like, okay, so I've
Every
never
night
heard
before
of.
bed.
I mean, I've heard their music in the past growing up, but I never really delved into them really until like I met Cody. Seriously, and knowing that they're as big as they are, this is like what you guys are telling me is kind of blowing my fucking mind.
You didn't
like,
know that?
Oh,
wow, they're
dude.
that big. They're
They're
that
enormous.
famous?
They're that big.
They're enormous. They fuck hard,
Dude,
right, Trevor?
yeah.
Fucking, they were in Triple X, bro. Bang, bang. Bang, bang.
God, that fucking movie.
But yeah,
But-
no, like I love their like industrial is kind of
Into the mic,
like,
Brady.
Oh, sorry.
You're right.
No, the like industrial has always been like it was one of those things like that my cousin got me into. He was like I was listening like back in the day, like I listened to whatever my mom had on the radio. So it was like country, like
It's like
Garth Brooks,
everybody,
like
yeah.
love Garth.
Fucking Garth Brooks.
I love Garth Brooks, dude. Don't
He's a
talk,
creepy motherfucker. I'll tell you that.
Don't say anything bad about Garth Brooks.
You haven't delved that deep into
okay.
him then.
So-
Garth Brooks sucks.
that
I got
dude's a
Cody-
psychopath.
Hold on, I got my first taste of pyrotechnics watching a Garth Brooks concert.
Yeah?
And I was like, I think it was on TV or something, and I was like, holy crap, that's so cool. Like, he had pyrotechnics, he was running around.
The only pyrotechnics I want to see at a Garth Brooks concert is Garth Brooks being lit on fire and dying in that fire.
What kind
Keep
of-
going, Brady?
I got a question. What kind of Garth Brooks song does he have that requires pyrotechnics? Where he was just like, you know what would look
I don't
real
know, dude.
good
I don't
right
know.
here.
Big
this
Red
song?
Tractor, Luke, naturally moving on.
I don't know, standing outside the fire, dude.
Duh.
It's in the title.
We all
Bobby.
know that
No,
song.
but I was
dude.
like, I think that might have been the turning point for me. I was like, because I was.
You're telling me that Garth Brooks got you.
Probably.
Enemy wouldn't exist
Without
Probably
Garth.
without Garth Brooks.
Without Girth Brooks.
I like that.
Yeah.
I
So
Girth.
no, it was
Girth.
all right. So picture this: like when I was a kid, ADHD, running around. Like I got in a lot of trouble. Like I was on like 7 different medications at well,
Same.
not at the same time, but
That's
like
poisonous.
just like Adderall, Ritalin,
Yep.
Concerta, Strattera.
I know
I'd have
all
taken-
about this.
yeah,
Viagra,
ADHD.
fucking.
There's the
No,
5
I-
fingers of death
Well,
right there.
Yeah, I was on like all of them at some point. Like, oh, maybe we should try extended release.
It's a
maybe we should try
cocktail.
blah blah blah. So like that guy on stage running around like pyrotechnics, like he was having the time of his life, and I was just like, well, he's doing all the things that I get yelled at for. You know what I mean? Like,
So you-
he's like,
You were like, I
yelling
want
at
to
the
do
crowd,
that
like,
shit for a living?
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
that's-
I don't know if I
that's
like
so-
connected the dots then and there, but I was just like, that's really cool.
Dude, you know, that's so interesting you say that because I had like a similar fucking vibe when I got into music. Because I have ADHD. I was on Concerta, fucking Adderall, all that shit. I don't take that shit anymore because I feel like you're just being a little bored. You know,
Yeah.
you're just a little fucking bored with whatever you're doing. Like,
Yeah.
oh, so I don't like fucking sitting in class all the fucking time. Oh, so I have fucking problems? Whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
I-
it made me like super irritable. I never
Yeah.
I never
You
wanted
just
to
have
eat,
energy.
and I got into a lot of fights because of it. Like I like I would get in fights with
Yeah.
kids, and then
You're like a fucking robot.
well, on top of that, like you'd have kids like, oh, like
Gotta
after
piss, I'll be right back.
after lunch, like they would be like, Brady, come to the office, and you're like, oh, what's this about? Because like I'm familiar with the principal's office
Yeah.
at this point,
But they're like
and they're
checking
like,
in on
oh
you.
no, you need to take this other pill, and then like you'd have people like commenting on it, like, did you take your pill today? And I'm like, yeah, I took my pill today. Like it's just like shitty
I know
stuff that yeah.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. I actually have a funny story. So, like, when I was speaking of vomiting, I had to take like fucking Adderall at the time, and I remember the blue butter. Remember that shit? Heinz had like different colored ketchups and shit, like green ketchup, purple ketchup. Then they had like pink butter and purple butter and blue butter.
Dude, I remember that shit.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
remember I was obsessed with the blue butter at the time, and I ate like a fuck ton of toast that morning with like a shit ton of blue butter, and I threw up in my nurse's sink, and a pill came out because like it was only halfway through the day and
Yeah.
it wasn't fully digested. So all this blue vomit, bright blue vomit in her fucking sink with a pill, and she's like, "What is that? What did you eat? What did you eat?" And it was like a whole fucking scene in front of the whole school. It was fucking mortifying.
Fucking nightmare, dude.
But like ADHD, like growing up with it, like kids don't really understand what the fuck it really is. You know, I was being videotaped when I was a kid, bro.
Yeah.
When I was in first grade, they used to hide cameras in the class to make sure to confirm that I actually had ADHD.
Wow.
I'm not saying I didn't have to take a shit ton of different medications like 7, like you said.
That's
like
crazy.
I took Adderall and Concerta.
Yeah.
What
But,
kind
like-
of fucking
and they were-
monster
yeah.
were you?
I
in
don't
the
know.
goddamn
I
class?
just built
What the
Legos.
fuck?
They needed to
dude.
put you under
Dude,
surveillance.
I loved Legos
I played
as
the
well.
fuck out of Legos.
Yeah.
And
Dude,
they-
this guy needed to be put under surveillance for ADHD.
Well, that's
For
yeah,
sure.
That's
insane.
crazy. I don't think my school had the funding to be able to put a camera on me.
Yeah, I went to-
I'd probably ham it up for the camera. Honestly, I'd be like,
I had no
What's
idea
up?
though. I had no idea until I was out of high school. I was like, "What? You fucking did that?" Like, yeah, we used to do that for it to make sure that you were taking the right dosage and whatever. It was just fucking crazy.
My
Maybe are you
I don't
sure that
fucking
they
te-
had cameras, or were they just like, we're watching you, like you need to
No,
take it? Like
it
there's
was-
cameras.
no,
there.
he's
told
saying
me-
that they told him after
They
all
told
this
me
shit
like
went down.
10 years later that it was like my first grade or some shit.
that's
Dude,
crazy.
so-
But like the
That's
thing
weird.
is that I feel like nowadays it kind of works to my benefit because I feel like having something like that makes you a creative individual and you have a lot more thought process than most. You
For
might
sure.
get easily distracted, but I think it's just because you're getting a little too bored.
I
Yeah,
agree
no,
with you,
yeah.
but my mom. So when I was younger, every single teacher that I ever had in any place, it didn't matter if it was preschool, elementary school, whatever it was, they were like, "Your son has fucking ADHD and he needs to get on medicine." And you know what my mom said? Fuck you. We're gonna
What?
just deal with it.
I wish I had a mom like that.
And you know what? I think that it just helped me be more creative, and I learned how to play guitar
Yeah.
and do art, and got into all like I was like, fucking like I talk too much. Let's start a podcast. Like it was all encouraged. Like instead of fucking like take this medicine, you have to be
For
like
sure.
the corporation. You got to
And
be
it's
like
Take this super close to meth
it goes.
pill.
It goes back to that fucking. I always do this, but the Stanhope, like he's almost got like a life philosophy that I understand so much. Doug Stanhope, the comedian, if you're not familiar, he was talking about it, and he was like, "Oh yeah, there's a joke on No Refunds, a comedy special by him, where he was just like, my doctor told me that I had a cool and interesting personality trait, but now he gives me a Fexor, and now I blend into this inbred corporate landscape, and fucking I used to be interesting and have this cool thing about me, but now I can just sit down and alphabetize insurance forms, and I don't have any interesting stories or any highs or lows. Everything's kind of in the middle, but I can really alphabetize A B C D E F G H I J K L M P, all because of these pills that my doctor gave me." And that's what it is to me. It's fucking creativity killers. Like,
It's so weird.
well, yeah, and that's the thing. It's like I felt like it was if I'm interested in something, my attention is like
100%.
full force. Yeah, I'm just like
Exactly.
I just don't care about what you're talking about.
because
Hold
ADHD
on,
isn't
hold on.
real. It's fucking
It's
you're
boredom.
just, some shit's boring.
But
some
I
shit's
also,
boring. Don't pay attention
I will
to that
say
shit.
it makes you feel a little obsessive about specific things. Like, let's say you find a song or an album you like, you're gonna fucking listen to just that. Or if you find a new
That's so
food,
goddamn true.
like I get so hooked on one
God
thing at a
damn.
time. You know,
I might
feel
have
like
this shit.
if anything that kind of goes along with that, that's a disability or whatever, it would be that. But it's just I just really appreciate what I'm getting into at that time. You know, I wouldn't be who I am today if I didn't have it, and I feel very thankful actually
For sure.
to have this. It's kind of weird.
yeah.
No,
I always think it's also really weird how people like it has the opposite effect for. Like, you know, people growing up that used to abuse Adderall and shit. and it would take it at speed. Like, how does it keep you up all night? It makes me like so boring. But it's just how it works. It's just
I don't know.
Weird.
When I hear about people like taking it for whatever, like, oh yeah,
I gotta stay up all
I take it
night.
to stay up all night. I'm like, okay, like, dude, like just the like the idea, like some of the side effects of like being prescribed it and like taking it when I was a kid, like I weaned myself off of it in high school because I didn't want to take it anymore because it was just like
The fact that you have to wean yourself off of something that your doctor prescribes you when you're a child is psychotic. Sorry, keep
crazy.
going.
Well, no,
Big
it was just like I don't like these side
that's a
effects,
fact.
and like I just stopped taking it because I'm like, wow, this is like it's making my body feel very different. Because like I was on like Stratera at the time. I was like, I don't want to take this anymore. Like this is, it makes me miserable. So yeah, I was just like, whenever someone says, oh yeah, I'm taking medicine for this or for that, I'm like, have you like, and no one likes to be told, have you tried going outside and getting some sunlight and doing this and eating healthy? But
Thanks, I'm cured.
But that's the thing is like a lot of people will like, oh, I drink a lot and I keep drinking, and like they're like, oh, you know, I'm not feeling that great. Maybe I should take some drugs to go with it. And it's like, well, maybe you should cut back on drinking a little bit. Like, change your lifestyle up before you decide.
Before you go
like,
to the high
hey,
blood pressure medicine, why don't you stop drinking fucking like fifths of Beam every night?
We're like, oh man, man,
start there.
maybe I
Luke's
should
looking at
start
Cody.
taking. Maybe I should start
Bitch,
taking.
I don't have
like,
health issues yet. I'll get there, but not yet.
I'll get there.
Keep going.
No, and it's like, yeah, it's just like you're comfortable with what you like doing, and it's like, oh well, I don't like eating whatever, you know. And you're just like, I don't know, I'll take Prilosec and just keep chugging on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I have acid reflux all the time.
Or
It's
just
like
get really
heartburn all the time.
trashed and take an Adderall.
Maybe this is like an unpopular opinion, but I feel like there's way more better alternatives than like, let's say like you're depressed, you just take a pill and it's gone. You know, it never solves it. I feel like changing your routine, just a slight change in
100%.
routine, is going to make a world of difference.
I feel like I could speak on that for sure. Like I was going through like towards the end of my Navy contract, I was going to a therapist.
You were in the Navy?
Mm-hmm.
You
I
were
was in the Navy
seaman?
for oh yeah.
Oh,
right
boy.
there, dude.
Oh, shit.
Shit, 5 years, bud. So like pretty much what was happening is I was going to therapy. I was a little overweight at the time and I was drinking a lot. And they were like, man, you might be bipolar, blah, blah, all this stuff, right? Well, I quit drinking and I started working out. I hated working out, but I started doing fitness and all that. Mm. And within a month, I completely had done a 180, just doing a straight, just like healthier diet, no more drinking. I haven't drank in a year and a half. And
good for you.
Dude, it completely changed my life. Just diet
I feel
and
like
cutting those things out of my life. Dude, honestly, it releases so much.
Life.
I hate being that guy because, like, dude, there's so many, like, fitness gurus these days that, like, fucking, they're annoying as shit. And just all the selfies and stuff, right? Like, it gets old.
Like a little influencer
like,
bullshit.
It gets old, right? You know what I mean?
There's nothing wrong with it, though. Like, at
There's
least
not.
these people are
At least
trying to
they're doing
benefit their
something
life
good.
positively.
100%.
I'm not
Like,
mad. Like, as long as
know.
they're not trying to sell you into some fucking yoga cult, which definitely happens.
Yeah.
As long as you're just trying to spread the message of positivity and doing better for your body. I'm
Exactly.
not about it. Like, I'm not about it myself. Like, I do shitty things for my body because I'm lazy and I don't try hard. But once it starts affecting my health and I start really feeling it,
you buckle down,
Yeah,
right?
then
You know what I
I'll
mean?
fix it.
It's kind of an eye opener. That's what happened to me. It's all that was. It's like it opened my eyes and was like, dude, if I don't change my ways right now, like I could be in some deep shit.
Just so you know, Cody, that's not how it works.
Yeah,
like,
I was just
at all,
gonna say,
period.
yeah.
Oh, once it's bad enough for me and I'm really, really sick, then I'll start working
when
out.
It's far
when it's
too
the
late.
hardest, you know, in my life. That's okay.
When it's
But,
far,
I mean,
But you're right, though.
started,
I mean,
like whenever I
you're
used to
not
have
wrong.
like anxiety attacks, I don't know what the fuck happened to me. I just started having these crazy, massive anxiety
Smoking
attacks.
too much weed?
No, you know what? It might have been. It might have been at the time.
what it was for me.
But
when I started having panic attacks.
I would used to go whenever I would have these like urges. I would go and just fucking run around the corner, or just go outside and run around the block or whatever. Just I gotta take a fucking run right now. Don't talk to me. I gotta take a fucking run.
Yeah.
And I'll just go run around the whole fucking neighborhood or whatever. Get it out of my system. But after I fucking run, I felt so much better. So I would just do other things as well.
Did you cry when you run?
No.
See
I
how-
felt like a hundred. Dude, sometimes when you have these panic attacks, it's the worst thing you could. You might
Nothing you
even
can do.
consider suicide.
When I
because
started
it's
having
so
them,
torturous.
I would go to the hospital. Like I thought I was convinced when I was
It's
16.
horrible because you don't know
I
if
was
you're
like,
gonna hurt
Mom,
yourself
having a heart
or some
attack.
shit.
yeah.
It's crazy. It's a crazy.
It could be severe,
feeling.
dude.
I do want to clarify. I don't, like some people, if you do feel like you need to take something and it's not like
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like, oh no, freaking eating my vegetables and going out for like
Yeah.
a stroll in the sun is not gonna like cure everything.
I've known
and
both.
I understand that.
Dude, I've
for sure.
seen both sides of the coin. I've seen people I've had friends that have schizophrenia. I've had friends that have legitimate eating disorders. They go to the hospital, they almost die. Like, I'm not talking about, like, I don't think any of us are talking about that. I think that people, like, the parents of our generation of people, millennials, I guess, were very, very quick to give their kids, like, drugs and listen to these doctors because this wasn't on the front page. This was a new
Mental
thing.
illness
It's a
wasn't
new-
a thing back then.
I agree.
It's not
a
even that
thing
it wasn't
now.
mental illness was a thing then, but like then they started figuring out different methods for it. Now they figured out that this method that they used when we were kids is wrong, and you need to kind of be better about the way that you prescribe these things and figure these things out. But it's all a learning process, right? And there's always going to be people that do need it, but they overprescribed, I think, at some point during a lot of people's childhood. We're all around the same age,
For sure.
right?
And yeah. Are you finishing?
Yeah, I'm done. Go ahead.
Okay. No, I just think it's, I don't know. I could go a bunch of different ways with this, but like, I think it's funny how like the different drugs have influenced music like over the years.
Yeah, that's
Like,
for sure.
Like pot
Dave
and
Grohl.
psychedelics, and then
I
like
love both of those
like
things.
with the advent of grunge, it was like, you know, like
Dave Grohl.
Dude, we gotta
You
get
know,
into this.
but I mean,
You know
it's-
what? We're at like an hour. Is there any way that we could take a quick break and get back into Dave Grohl, your rap career, all this
it's
shit?
happening.
5 fingers of death.
And
We
we gotta
have to
find.
do it.
And in our break, we'll find a video of you guys playing.
I'm sorry to cut it so
playing.
abruptly though. If you had you were getting to a point. Finish your point, and then we'll get the
oh
break.
no, I just think that's it's interesting how things have gone, and it's like
It's
people whether they are conscious of it or not, they're like bringing out how that feels, like that substance inside of a person, how like they're bringing that out. Now it's like what codeine or whatever. What's
Codeine, promethazine, like the lean.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
everybody's
Oh,
drinking in a
ketamine.
rap.
We'll
don't
tell you
know
that
if that's
story.
the one.
We'll tell you that story
I
later.
guess we'll start with that one. when
We're
we
gonna be
come
back
back.
with
All right,
rap
we'll get back.
stories.
Good segue. That's a
Yeah,
really good
great
segue.
segue.
Megabots, everything else, and an ad read from our sponsors.
Megabots.
Yeah,
right
we'll
after
get
this
back.
break that our listeners won't hear. Welcome back, fuckfaces. All right, really quickly, before we get into Trevor's rap career and all kinds of other debauchery, we have a quick ad read from our sponsor that we love very much. That's
Hey.
Anthony Tank Mansfield. You've seen him on the episode with Danny Babcock. He's been on 3 other times. Solid fucking artist in the Cincinnati community, and he rocks these amazing samurai sifter glasses out and other glassware. He's got Kneel to No One on one side, the samurai on the other. There's a bunch of swords. The one that Brady's holding up right now is a Hop Thulu glass. It's got this like really dope Hop Thulu design and Kneel to No One on the other side. You can buy all this dope ass glassware, all of his shirts, like the one that I'm wearing right now, Kneel to No One with it's got an Ohio like layout, and then it's got a hop in the middle of it. It's super dope colors. Yellow and green matches my hat perfectly. Fucking go get his shit from KTNO or KNEELTONOONE.com, where you can buy all of his pins, glassware, t-shirts, and custom art after the summer when he starts doing commissions. All right, dude, I want to fucking get out of the ad read and get immediately into Trevor's.
So, Trevor, ketamine, you done it. What happened?
Jesus Christ, we were in Portland, Oregon.
Hold on a minute.
You
Drugs,
You gotta
talk about
You
them.
can't lead with that. You have to start where it needs to start.
Ah,
What happened,
We were
Trevor?
recording a record in Portland, Oregon with Chris Crummett, the Cinema Sleep, Make Your Way.
So Chris
And-
Crummett has worked with a bunch of like indie like scene bands. So like
Devil Wears Prada, Emarosa, Dance Gavin Dance, all the,
like Sleeping with Sirens.
Issues.
And I think in the same studio they were doing like a lot like Birds as well.
yeah. So
Fuck
A lot
yeah.
like
We're there.
Birds is amazing.
we flew. Oh yeah, they're dope, dude. We flew all the way to Portland, and first night, dude, we got somehow, and we were fucked up. Somehow we got invited to a college party on the very first fucking night, and we're like, let's fucking rage, dude. So we fucking we go to let's fuck. Dude, so I fucking we go to this goddamn college party. We're getting down. We're playing beer pong. We're having a good ass time.
Like it was standard like house party. We show up, we walk in, we all had like a 12-pack or whatever. And we're like, okay, we're gonna put our beer in the cooler. Like I was drinking beers, and they're like, oh, we made some like hooch or whatever. I'm like,
Hooch?
I was like, okay. Usually like hooch is like
Homemade.
like Everclear and like
They're
some
making
kind of
Pruno
juice.
in a prison
Some-
toilet.
Yeah, it's like
some
prison
kind of
out-
juice. So
prison
they,
Look like a goddamn.
they put
It
they put it in this like dispenser, like a Gatorade jar where you have the
XXX
spigot-
written on
it.
like a spigot
Yeah.
on it, and so we're like, oh yeah, we'll try it, whatever, and then tell your section of
Dude,
it.
so I mean, at
And
the
when
time
you're
I
waiting in
was
the
young
bathroom.
and I wasn't a fucking beer drinker at the time, so I'm like, I'm hitting this punch, dog. So we're fucking drinking all the fucking cups of this punch, dude. About like fucking hour later, dude, we're all on the porch. Brady's coming up and he's like, I've fucking been here before, man.
Yeah,
and
it
we're
was-
like,
It
what?
was such a weird feeling, like
Deja vu?
Yeah, so we were standing like out on the sidewalk, and I was like, dude, I feel like the layout of this house is like very familiar. Like I've been here before, and like I described it like to a T. I was just like, yeah, you walk up the steps. There's like the living area. Over to the left is the kitchen. Behind there is like another living area and
In
a
detail.
restroom, and like,
He was explaining this, like,
dude, I had it like down to a T, and I was like, yeah, behind that door is the like a bedroom. Like I swear that there's a house in Dayton that's set up exactly like this. And then tell them,
dude, so
tell 'em
like
what they
I'm
said.
like, shit is getting fucking weird, man. So I'm like, I'm gonna go rock a piss. So I'm in line. About to rock my piss. And this dude's like fucking interpretive dancing, like in his own world in the corner and shit. And then he's like, what's up, dude? I'm talking to him for a minute. I'm like, dude, that punch is banging, dude. He's like, Special K, dude. And I was like, what's Special K, dude? And he's like,
yeah, at the time he's like super young. Like,
ketamine. He's like, ketamine.
Wait, how old were you when this happened?
18.
Okay.
He's like,
What?
ketamine, dude.
Hold
And
up,
I'm
this
like,
punch was laced with ketamine.
dude, it's like as soon as he said that, it was like, ketamine. And I was like,
and he was saying it was like stuck in his head, like ketamine.
It's like that. Have you guys ever
Oh,
seen The
God.
Whitest Kids You Know, where he does the banana peels or whatever, where they're like, you can smoke banana peels, and it's like
fucking
a
love that
DMT
show.
trip, and it fucking
Yeah.
he starts like freaking out on his couch, and it's like BANANAS, BANANAS, and then you're
hilarious.
just like like everybody in the room
There we
starts
go.
freaking
That
out
just
and shit like
spoke to
that.
me,
and
dude.
so like that kind of sensation isn't like isn't different to me. Like I'm really good at like recalling detail, and like ever since a kid I was like, oh yeah, this is the layout of a house, like this is like this and that, and like I'm really good at remembering directions and stuff like that. So I
Right.
was like, oh, this isn't like too weird, but I feel like I've been in this house before. And then I was like, but I've never been in Portland before. This is like it blew my mind. And then he was like, yeah, remember when we did ketamine? And I was like, what?
Ketamine?
He was like, yeah, in Portland when we went to that house party, we did ketamine. It was in the
You
drink.
blacked this memory out?
yes.
No, so that was the thing. I didn't realize that allegedly there was ketamine in it.
You guys went far enough to where
was
everybody's
fucked.
I
like,
was fucked,
you threw
dude.
the allegedly
He
in
said
way
that,
too late.
and I woke up the next day and was like,
So I looked it up. I was like, all right, what are the effects of ketamine? And it's like some people have reported like having a out of body experience, like third person almost. And I'm like, okay, like I do remember like at some point when I was like walking up the steps, I remember like okay, what would this look like in third person? Because I'm like, that's just like with designing and drawing and whatnot. You're like, okay, I can use this image and kind of spin it like 45 degrees or whatever, and like. So I'm like, my mind's always working in that way. So I'm like, oh my gosh, maybe there's some validity to this story. Maybe it actually happened. Because like I was freaking out. And they're like, okay, Brady's like freaking out. We got to go.
tripping
And I'm like,
balls.
is that for real? Or like, maybe I'm just blocking it out.
Now it's weird that you guys drank
no-
it, because every time that I was around ketamine, the dudes would put it on like a. They're like, you gotta like some type of clear plate so that we can see it. But if you don't have a clear plate, if you just have a plate, they got it in vials or whatever, because they would
Yeah.
usually get it from dudes that stole it from like a. Ketamine is a mild animal tranquilizer. It's a dissociative
Jesus
psychedelic
Christ.
drug. So they use it to knock cats and dogs out for surgeries and stuff like that. And people steal it from like veterinarian clinics and stuff like that. And then they take it. And the traditional way to do ketamine, if you guys have never done it this way, you guys sound like you did it by accident. I did it on purpose, but yeah, you put it on a plate, or in our case, a little glass thing, and then you put that glass in the microwave, and You turn it on for however long it takes for it to turn from a liquid to like a white sticky substance on the blade.
What the
Because you want to get all the liquid out, and you want to just have like this sticky substance, so you can take it out, take a razor blade, chop it up. I'm not telling kids how to do ketamine, but I'm totally doing people. I'm telling you how to do ketamine, but it's a shit drug. I don't like it.
Gelatin?
I don't fuck with it at all.
What do you do after that? It's like
you
gelatin
take it with a
or what?
razor blade. It kind of dries like almost like a, not gooey, but like some type of white substance. Like if you came on a glass and let it dry, that's what it looks like.
Never
Swear
been
to
there.
God.
Can you explain
And then you
a little
chop
bit
it
better?
up. I can't. That's all I got. And then you chop it up and it turns into a powder. It looks like cocaine. And then you snort it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Some
Yeah.
bitch.
Wow.
But it
Got
takes you to
dark
like
in here.
some real
Dude.
crazy place inside your mind because
Fuck
it's what's characterized as a disassociative.
Yeah, it's a class. So apparently, it's a class 3. That was part of the research that I did after the fact.
Because it has medicinal purposes. Class 1 is the stuff that has no medical purpose. Class 2, like cocaine and heroin, weird enough, even though weed is class 1, no medicinal purposes, retarded. But moving on, like class 2 is like the stuff that is very heavily controlled still, even though like it has some very high potential for abuse. It also has medical properties like heroin and diamorphine, morphine, and like cocaine and nasal surgery and stuff like that. And there's the class 3 that you're talking about, the disassociatives that they use in veterinarian procedures where they're like having dogs and cats like put to sleep with this type of drug. But continue
That's
on
wild.
from that.
What the fuck?
Jesus.
Yeah.
I know a lot about
So-
drugs.
This man just distracted this whole story to read us an excerpt from like some sort of medical book
my
on
fault,
ketamine.
So, I mean, like, so he brings it up, and I'm like, no way, that couldn't have happened. But it is Portland. Like, if you have met anyone from there, if you've been there before, like, yeah, you can.
Lots of drugs.
It's like it's really weird. Like it's like crust punk. Like a lot of it is like very crust punk.
Unshowered. There's a hungry dog with a bandana.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude, and
yeah.
that's so sad.
Dude, you just
they always
fucking
have
nailed
a
it.
they always
Oh,
have
God.
a like a starved dog with them. They're like, hey man, I'm playing the spoons, like making an honest living.
And
Like,
they
my
always
sad
look
dog.
like
It ain't
You gotta
much,
put that
but
on
it's
the
honest
dog.
work.
they all look like they just got done working in a Virginia coal mine, but they're nowhere close to a coal mine, and you know they haven't worked in 7 years. So you're like,
Everyone-
why are you this dirty, man? Did you just come out of the pits of hell?
Fucking
Or,
nailed
like,
it.
what's
dude.
the problem?
Fucking nailed it.
Everyone also
I've hung
knows
out
how
with
to
these
play
kids. I have crust punk
ukulele.
friends. So
You
that's
look
fine.
like you've been in a Rammstein video right now. Just in the mines with the
yeah.
7 doors.
yeah, just
Dude.
soot on your face.
Fuck. That's it.
So you
I
guys
remember-
got drugged with fucking. I'm still like, I did it intentionally, knowing what I was doing
Dude.
and shit like that with internet research, and
I want-
friends happen to have
yeah.
it. You
I wanna
guys got
believe-
drugged, basically.
I want to believe that it's not true.
There's no
And just
fucking
just
turning
let
away
me,
from
ju-
the
dude,
truth.
Just let me live in my own world. Dude.
We did some special fucking K, dude.
Now, Trevor, is the ketamine? Would you say that is what fueled your rap career, or do you think
100%,
that?
dude. I had fucking visions afterwards,
YouTube.
man.
I
Visions
want to.
afterwards.
So you said you've done music videos. Like, can we play a song?
Fuck it, dude. Look up fucking John Rock The Life.
No, dude, I want to see. Johnny
All
be
right,
good.
like- Go
what,
John Rock.
Brady, what's his favorite? What
My-
would you say is the best song? Because
my-
I remember seeing him post about this online. He was
Christ.
always so fucking hyped, dude.
Yeah.
I never actually heard his song,
Dude.
but I remember him being so hyped. So I gotta delve into
Click
it.
on the channel and click on Johnny Be Good.
Johnny
Okay.
Be Good is my favorite,
I got this.
just because it's like that,
You'll fucking
the
like the
throwback.
energy.
Are we gonna
in that
bat?
one.
Is this? Oh my god!
This is about to be the most
Dude,
ill
this is
shit
so
I've ever
wild,
seen in
dude.
my life.
And this is what you were doing when you were in California,
Dude,
is doing all this shit right
honestly,
here?
what the fuck happened was I fucking just got to San Diego, found out how much I liked alcohol, and I would like sit in on studio time and help other artists out and stuff. And they were like, dude, you can sing. I sang on a couple hip hop artist track, and they were like, hey, you should freestyle. And I did. And I released a couple songs out of it being a joke. And next thing I know, I was opening up for Trinidad.
What was your
James.
name?
Dude, you were having a blast.
John
though.
Rock. Oh, dude, I had a
Dude,
good
seriously,
ass
like,
time, dude.
Opening for Trinidad and James.
I'll
Dude.
be honest.
Trailer.
Pause it real
I
quick.
called it trailer trap.
When I saw like that Cinema Sleep was like disbanding and all that, and I was following you on Instagram, and
Yeah.
I remember you posting all these crazy videos. It was like, how the fuck did he get into rap?
Dude,
This is
trailer
so crazy.
trap, bro. I wanted to be the trap kid rock, bro.
You look like you're killing it,
You
though.
were you into Yellow Wolf at all?
Dude, yeah.
Yellow Wolf is my shit.
I
Yeah,
love
he's
Yellow
the
Wolf.
shit, dude.
I feel like
fucking
he's a
dig him.
part of that whole
Oh, dude, 100%, dude.
Trunk rap is what I call that.
Yeah, dude.
He's got a song called Trunk Music.
Well,
so.
this is
The
trailer
whole
trap.
CD, Trunk Music.
You might want to fast forward it like a minute though, because like it's till you see like darker.
I want to
you'll
see
see
the
it coming
story though,
right here.
Trevor.
Dude, you do not want to watch that terrible
It's so
acting.
great. There's a cameo
Right
of
here?
that
Right
Russian
there,
guy
dude.
that he met. In
Right there.
Trevor.
You guys ready for this?
Dracula.
Hey,
There
cut
it
it
is.
off. Hey, cut us off, but sing Dracula whenever you want us to cut it off.
Okay, yeah, I got
Dope.
you, dude.
All right.
100%. Why is there a fucking samurai?
And for our listeners in the music video, they're doing like some college frat party in the middle of
Beer
like
bongs.
some parking lot that I'm sure they had no rights to film in. They just pulled
There's
up.
Chris.
They're actually drinking beers
Where?
and acting
To
reckless.
the left of that dude.
In the
right
hat?
there. Yep, that's Chris.
No
dude.
way.
But yeah, I'm setting it up for the listeners. Continuing on.
Is that John Cena?
Who was that just popped up?
John Cena.
You had John Cena come on to your
That was
goddamn
not
video.
John
No, that's
Cena.
his cousin Tom Cena.
Yeah, I was about to say
Yes.
you're lying to all of our
Yes,
listeners
no,
right
dude,
now. That
his
was
cousin was in town and we fucking linked up.
that
and
was
it
Dave
shock
Cena
the
or
shit.
some shit. John Cena's third
Tom
cousin.
Cena, bro. Thomas Cena.
Right on. Is that you right there?
Yes, sir. We don't fuck with it if it ain't American made.
I was going hard in the States. Come out with a bang like Cobain. My crew hanging like Hussein. Feel like the 4th of July. We pull up like a parade. My wallet looked like a knife. I swear it's
Dracula!
I felt it before you said it. I was clicking the pause button as you said it, and I was like, okay.
So
okay.
this shirt you got on with the American flag sleeves, you still got that?
Dude, I got wasted and
Oh.
lost that a long
Dude, I
time
thought that
ago.
was just a flag draped over your shoulders. I didn't
No,
realize
it's
that was an actual
like
shirt.
wings.
Dude, it has.
It's like wings.
Oh, you just fucking flying, bro.
Love it. Love it.
Oh my god.
Flying for freedom, dude.
Yeah, how
And
many
Shaka
lives have you
Zulu, dude.
lived?
Dude, a
What an
lot.
interesting lifestyle.
Good
A
god.
lot. I was really drunk this whole
I
time.
don't
And I'm
know.
sure you only got love from this project, right? It was just constant
Oh,
love, right?
dude, yeah, constant.
Dude, 72 likes, 12 dislikes.
That's
Yeah.
shocking. That's honestly
Banger.
Solid
super
ratio,
shocking.
dude.
Super shocking, bro. Super shocking.
Dude, I
Dude,
don't know if it's the sample
it-
or the overall vibe, but it just like it makes me smile like the whole time watching it. And then like further down the video, there's like this section where he's like fighting the main bad guy, and it like zooms in on him like making a fist, and he's like, ugh.
Dude,
And then he
cringe
just tackles him
city,
into
bro.
I love it.
This is gonna
Cringe
be my
City.
new fucking anthem. I'll
Dude,
tell you
fucking
that.
wake up to this shit,
Yeah,
That's
dude.
my new. Is there an alarm clock version of this?
Dude, I can get you one.
We're gonna check. We're gonna check our tracks live with this song. So.
Okay, now with your powerful rap abilities, I think that Luke had something that he wanted to
Jesus Christ.
start getting into. What was the morning? Why are you looking at me like this is a big
he's on
I
surprise?
totally
Luke hit
forgot.
his
I was
fucking
like, where
dab
am I
pen.
on
He's on
this?
ketamine, dude. He's
a special K,
disassociating right now.
dude.
Stop smoking your ketamine pen and get back to us.
Jesus Christ.
Well, he had referenced that he was a rapper earlier before we started talking about all this, and I said maybe we should put him on the 5 Fingers of Death,
Which is
which is a show that's on the Sway in the Morning show, where Sway has rappers that come on for the interview. He plays old school beats for them to freestyle on 5 old school beats, and if they can do it and they can make it through all 5 beats, then they're legends. But if not, then they fail.
Well, it's kind of tough, man.
Well,
very
It's like
tough.
putting him on the spot, and also I feel like every rapper that's in there that is established, they already have something like typed up on their phone, like, okay, Like these are the
Yeah,
You
I'm
beats
ready
say
for it.
that?
Hold on, let me grab my
You
phone.
say
type it
that,
out.
but when you watch someone like fail or quit in the middle of it, it's hilarious.
Dude,
Dude,
so
like,
I
there's
think I saw a video
You might
of this
witness that
recently.
today.
Well, we were gonna do 5, but then it came down to 3, and now it's down to 1.
I think that even if he just does one, he'll be a trailer trap legend. Like,
And right here
the
on the
trailer
bastard
trap
sermon.
community.
On the bastard sermon.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
hear this
Legend. We're gonna
freestyle.
put my face on the fucking wall somewhere.
So what's
That's
the
fine.
put it-
We'll do it.
I- do
Luke?
it.
What's the classic beat that you pulled up for us?
This is the beat to "Kick in the Door" by the Notorious B.I.G.
Are you
All
ready?
right, you ready for this
Dude,
shit?
fuck it, dude.
It's gonna fuck, bro.
Here, I'll play it.
Lick
Even
it and stick it.
this song starts a little quiet, so it'll sound like nothing's going on for a second for our
Cool.
listeners, but
All
it'll
right.
give you a second to get inside your head. You ready?
Sure, let's do it.
Give me the countdown. Let me get
3,
the 3.
2, 1.
I got to talk. I got to tell what I feel. I got to talk about my life as I see it. Biggie.
Check it. Can I get it up a little bit in here?
Biggie.
This could be bad. I remember throwing haystacks, fuck a Maybach. Give me a Duramax packed with a 30 right. In a Betty with a big ass, no class. Probably acting much more like a riot. My supplier got me high, cutting back like on a diet. How inspiring how I bring it. Bounce a dirty spring cleaning. Now you know it's my season. Step up in a building like a paraplegic. Season on the cold, got the cops on rats at the scenic. Old girl hit me up, said the party is fiending. Overdose on Johnny, I'm not somebody, Aaliyah. Fuck a bitch looking like Mia Khalifa. Got your gas and I'm gone, I don't know when I see you. You could catch me in the back here with a bottle of sin. Well, let me speak the truth because existence is thin. I got a super clutch whip with a super bad bitch. Mouth that, got you trapped, you fuck around and stuff the fence. Now it's all too late. Well, I collect the feed, dudes starting lost it all when now they pockets fucking empty. Envy of a dude that pops off like a rifle. They all think I'm God and they commission off the Bible. Johnny Rock on the clock, tick tock, overtime. On my grind, snorting lines, Snow White, getting some head, getting some head. While I was eating your bitch, call it breakfast in bed.
He fucking murdered that shit! That's a round of applause, boys!
I can't believe I just fucking
God
happened.
damn!
Wow.
Holy shit!
That was incredible.
All right.
I wasn't expecting that at all. I thought
my
that you were gonna
God.
suck. I'll be
Dude,
honest
I-
with you, but now that you did it and you killed it, I'm so
I heard,
happy.
Okay, so I stepped out of the room to go to the restroom.
How
and
scared were you?
I
I thought he was stepping out like I don't want to hear
I
my
wasn't
dude
terrified
like
till the
just
beat started.
eat shit
No.
on the mic right now. I
God,
gotta go.
you were getting
I
into
thought that's
it
what
though.
he-
Like
I thought that's-
you were fucking flowing after a fucking minute though.
Dude,
I was
that was
like,
an
damn,
out of
he's
body
actually-
experience,
he's kinda
dude.
fucking
That was
doing it.
incredible.
You
My
might
heart's
be able to
still
do all
going.
5 of these. Can we do another one?
Dude,
Dude, you were
please.
so good on that. You have to do another one.
Well, it's Brady's turn first.
Oh,
It's
dude.
Brady's
No way,
turn.
No way.
Just kidding.
No
It's-
way.
Dude, one more. Come on.
man.
I'm
No,
telling you.
I heard-
Nickelback or Foo Fighters, bro.
Okay. All right. I was in the bathroom with a steady flow, and I heard you in this room with a steady flow, and I'm like, oh my God, he's killing it.
Yeah.
He's killing it.
He did it to the beat and everything.
God
It was
damn.
good, dude. It kind of reminded me of the Gorillas. a little
And when the
bit.
So
beat paused
impressive.
for a second, I thought you were gonna lose it, but you know, he kept going with it because he
Dude, I
was
was
like,
gonna
"Oh shit,
go
the beat's
acapella,
over."
dude. 8 Mile, bro. Fuck, dude.
we have to do another one.
Oh, dude.
Find another
One
instrumental.
fucking more. Hold on. Hold on. This is a super easy one.
Bro.
You could do anything to this.
No, make it legendary, bro.
I mean, it's just it's slow, so I
How
don't
fast
know.
can we make this?
Let's see if you could do something off of this.
I'm legitimately surprised you fucking nailed that shit. You were legend status.
Damn, I don't know, dude. It's pretty chill, dude.
Too chill.
It's too chill, dude.
Okay, we could do
Like,
something else. That's
my
the whole
mind's
thing,
so
basically.
busy. Like
Actually,
I'm like
He's gonna
like
lose
I'm
it,
like
man.
ADD like with it. Like it's got to be like
Yeah,
like I gotta fucking like feel the beat
really
dude.
fast and something intense.
Yeah, that's just like my personality or something, dude. Like I can't write to anything that's like slower unless if I'm singing it or something.
okay.
But dude, I appreciate you pulling up the beat.
Yeah, no problem. I
That was
just
a
you
good
did so
beat.
good on this.
Dude, it was good. Like
I
I
was
was like,
getting
dude,
into
I
that.
wish
It's
I
like-
was skilled enough to do something.
That's one of
like
my
that.
favorite beats of all time. If you guys have the song that I pulled up is Books of War.
Dude, I kind of respect it too
Yeah,
much
that's
to
that's
like
pretty
even
sweet.
touch that, bro. Like
Dude, I kind of respect you for fucking throwing that rap out of your ass.
You
Like, what
killed
the
it,
I'm
man.
sweating right now, dude. Like I was like on the spot, bro. Like, dude, I've never done this before, bro. I mean, I used to do it in the studio, just like fucking around for rappers and shit. But
That's tough, man.
hello, I'm back,
You fucking did it.
dude. John Rock just stepped out. I'm back now. This
He's
is Trevor.
back. He's coming out of retirement.
God, dude,
He's
enemy,
back in the rap
bro.
game.
Now I can
Breaking the
now I can
band up.
Now I can listen to this episode like later, and I'll be like, oh, now I get to hear what he actually said. over
he
this
slapped
track.
it.
God, dude,
It would- he fucked.
I don't even know what I just said, dude.
What song is that?
Gold.
that song right there that I just played.
Yeah,
Books of War by
Good choice on
MF
the beat.
Doom
Thank
and
you,
RZA.
thank
I'm a
you.
Biggie
that
fan,
sounds
dude.
that
Same.
sounds tight.
Yeah, it's a super solid song. If you ever get a chance to
It
listen
was
to the
gonna
actual
be.
version,
It was
of
gonna be that one or You Can't See Me.
Do you wanna try
All right,
that?
let's do it. Let's do it.
Can you try You Can't See
I
Me? Because
gotta
I think
get one
Luke
more.
has your idea down more than me. Like I just had
Oh,
something.
Fuck it, dude.
One more then.
Fuck
so
it,
You
dude.
Can't See Me. Is that the one,
I
Luke?
mean, I'd rather talk
Yeah.
about Dave Grohl, but let's fucking.
We're gonna get into Dave
After
Grohl.
this, we are absolutely getting into that.
Man, he's just forcing you into this.
I really just want to see you rap again. That was pretty cool.
Jesus.
If you can't do it again, nobody's gonna fault you because you killed it so hard that first time.
Dude,
but
I
I'm
really
just
don't want to do it again, dude. I'm like,
You don't have to.
I'm shook, dude.
I don't want to. I don't want to force you
He
into
left.
this.
Like John Rock left, dude.
Oh,
I,
it's
have,
already-
I do have it right there. I mean,
Dude,
it is right there. If you want
dude,
to
let's.
try
How
it.
about let's not?
All
We
right.
don't have to.
Nah, dude, I felt really good about that, and I'm terrified to leave on a bad note if I fuck up
man.
on this.
That's fair. I get
I mean,
that.
I came really close on the last one to like stumbling and falling off, and
You know right
You know,
when to cut
you-
it off.
I think that you did a good enough job.
Hey, you know what, dude? Like hip hop with that, like, has like helped writing so much. Just like winging shit and trying shit, like on new tracks and stuff, and like melodies, even for guitar, just like winging it. Like sometimes the most beautiful creations come out of just like feeling it and just going for it.
But like freestyling in general, I feel like that's fucking tough,
Dude,
man.
it's-
Like I feel like it's easy to sing something, just like sing whatever you're looking at. Oh, there's a fucking photo, whatever, you know. But rapping and coming up with rhymes pretty quick, I feel like that's kind of fucking hard, man.
Dude,
I don't know why-
respect them heavily for that because that is some rough shit. To have your mind like constantly like, okay, what's the next fucking?
While you're saying something else,
yeah.
it's like playing guitar and singing at the same time.
Dude,
It's
I feel like the
fucking
more
tough.
songs you write, the better you get at it, though. Like
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, for
That's-
sure.
Like the more poetry you write,
Yeah,
the more
you're-
renowned you are with words, and it's just like
Your mind starts like thinking of rhymes as soon as you say something.
he's actually like really good at that. Like as far as like songwriting goes, like he'll just mouth stuff, and then like we're like, dude, we're fucking using that. Let's tighten that up.
So like, how do you go about? Can I ask this? Like, how do you go about writing? Would you say like if
Same
you
way
come
that
up, like-
Dave Grohl would, I think.
I'm sorry, we're kind of delving into so many different things, but like real quick, and then Dave Grohl. But like when you're writing, do you think of like a specific line and you just base the whole song off that, or do you like, I really want to sing about my ex-girlfriend or something right
So,
now?
like, personally, like every band that I've ever been in, there's always music written prior. And I know like Billy was talking about like, oh, I have to write lyrics before I hear the music.
Billy
Or,
from
like,
Put the Rest, to be
yeah.
specific.
Yeah. And he's
Go
like,
check
"Oh."
out that episode.
Yeah. He's always like, oh, yeah, I need to put it to music after the fact. And I'm like, I always have to do it like the opposite. It's always been that way. And like Trevor will come in with like pretty much like he'll come in with a solid riff and like different melodies. He's like, okay, this is like verse, chorus, like anything else after that point, like you guys can mess around with. Kevin will
Right.
put in his drums. Mike will come up with different. He's like, oh yeah, I like that guitar part. It could change up a little bit.
he's like the
And
producer
he's like,
of the band.
and he's like, oh, I really like
Super
this
dope.
like this hook idea or this like I was thinking blah 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 like whatever over the chorus, and like I kind of put it to I kind of make sense of it from that point. So yeah, I kind of try to get the overall vibe of the song. And if I can't get it toward what I want the song to be about, like lyric wise, I say like, oh, can we make this riff a little bit heavier? Which is what we did last night.
I thought you were going to say I start punching women in the face, specifically hookers. Just, can't get this song right. Fucking, it's your fault.
every time. But yeah, no, I was like, yeah, like it was like it's this pretty like synth, like string build up into a guitar part, and I'm like, dude, it needs to hit heavier than that. because I'm all about like the balance of the song. Like it needs to have really good dynamics, and it needs to like build up, and then just like it needs to pay off when it needs to pay off.
Slap.
Exactly.
Needs to
We
fuck.
use- yeah,
It
we
needs to be able to be played before a Ramstein Pyrotechnics opener.
Dracula.
So that's been like the theme. That's been the theme since we recorded with Nick Ingram at Capitol House Studio. Is it studio or studios?
Studios.
Studios.
Capitol House
So
Studios.
More than
when
one.
we recorded it with him, Trevor was doing his bass part, and he was like, "I think I need to go into a slap part." And we've got this part that's like, it's like our experience personified. He's just like, "It needs to slap." Yeah, I think you need to go into the slap, and like that's
We've
why
lived by slap ever since. That's why they call me Slap Daddy.
They call you Slap
Who
Daddy?
calls
They
you
call me
that?
Slap Daddy. Well, in my
The
head,
people in
dude.
the R&B days.
In my head, dude, they call me Slap Daddy. I want to be known as Slap Daddy.
I call him Slap
I
Daddy
slap
from this
in
day
shoes,
forth.
slap the bass.
Slap Daddy.
Dude, his laugh's contagious, dude. He laughs, and I'm like, "Fuck, I'm losing it."
Luke's laugh is contagious. The black collar boys were hitting us up for fucking Luke's laugh. He was like, "We need it for the opening for the bastard
Let's
sermon."
sample that shit.
Yeah, I had to send them a whole like I sounded like a crazy person because I was at work when I was like recording it. I was just
work,
Sitting in
you
like a fucking
psychopath.
bathroom.
yeah, I was in like a stock room, like just going like just laughing in different ways and
Christ.
pitches.
No, it looked like he was about. We'd have to like peel him off the wall
mad
a few seconds ago,
scientist.
and now he's like totally into it, like balls to the wall. Love it.
Oh, that's fucking killer, dude. Like a mad scientist. Bro.
Okay.
Well, the thing is, he likes to laugh about really horrible things that happen to you. So if you have a story about you really hurting yourself, he'll probably find that fucking hysterical.
I just laugh when I'm uncomfortable, I guess.
I'm giving you guys.
It's a good way to put it.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you for that.
Yes, absolutely.
You said you have pins.
You know
as
who
well.
else
I need
would
to get one
give
of
you
those
stickers
pins.
and
I got
pens? Dave Grohl would probably
Okay,
give you
Dave
stickers.
Yeah, what
Grohl.
the fuck's up with Dave Grohl? You got fucking problems with Dave Grohl?
Dude, I love
No
Everlong.
problem with it, but I had a question asked
this
to
is
me one
heated.
day, dude.
This is heated.
And this question, I repeat, dude, I had somebody ask me Nickelback or Foo Fighters.
Oh, wow.
I want to know what you guys would pick.
Was that Chris?
Foo Fighters every day.
Did Chris,
Yeah.
did
Talking
Chris
about.
pose the question?
Yep.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
like the Foo Fighters. What's wrong with the Foo
Yeah,
Fighters?
what the fuck
Foo
is
Fighters
your
for
problem?
sure.
Dude, I honestly think this question like fueled me against Dave Grohl. I think Dave Grohl's a great guy, but I think that if Foo Fighters if he was never in Nirvana and didn't have connections, what would the Foo Fighters be?
Nothing.
It'd be a bar band, dude.
No, you're-
They'd be
you're
in Seattle like,
blasphemy.
You're
"Look
absolutely
about the
right.
side to say me."
Actually, maybe they
Blasphemy,
won't.
dude.
I don't know.
I feel like everybody hates me now since I
No,
dude,
brought
I-
this awareness to the.
I mean, that definitely fucking helped him. I
That's-
feel like they'd still be pretty popular though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like you do have a point. Like
That's
he
like
never,
saying,
he never
like-
would have been on the map if it wasn't for Nirvana. But
But if
He's
he were to
just
drop
soft.
Everlong solo still.
I get it because I don't care for the Beatles, so I'm just kind of like
You see what I'm
everybody
saying? That's kind of how I
hypes
feel
them
about
up,
it.
and I'm just like, yeah, just because your fucking parents listen.
But,
to
dude,
it doesn't
Speaking
mean
of the
you have
Beatles, I
to
really
like it.
enjoyed yesterday.
Nickelback though, dude. Chad Kroger fucks, dude.
Like,
Does
yeah,
he? Didn't
like
they
he's
get
Yeah,
like?
he fucks, all right. He
What?
fucks little boys.
Did-
'cause
okay,
Nickelback.
So that's
Didn't
the thing.
all of Nickelback get stoned in Brazil, like to get off the stage?
stoned, like
Oh, yeah.
literally stoned. People threw stones at them. So,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
Yeah,
and they were like,
fucking
"Fuck
heavy,
this."
bro.
and they fuck.
That's heavy, bro.
That's the thing.
That's
It's like
fucking heavy.
Foo Fighters is so easy to like, and Nickelback is so easy to hate.
But is that
And
a
people are just
social-
like,
Hold on, did Nickelback really just start getting hated honestly off of fucking memes on the internet? Like now,
100%,
that's the
bro.
only reason
I
no
feel
one
like-
likes
well,
them.
I feel like
because
people-
we've all enjoyed their music at some point
Yeah.
when they were
No.
originally coming out,
No.
except for Slayer over here.
No, never
Don't
liked
be
it.
a
My
dick
brother,
about
my
it.
brother liked it growing up. It was his favorite band. Now he's very into like hip hop and rap and shit like that. But
Yeah.
it was his favorite. He had all the Nickelback albums,
There's-
everything that came out. My mom would buy it for him. But in his defense, he was like 9 or 10.
I have a vendetta against their song. I don't know what it exactly
Look at
it's
this
titled, but
photograph.
this is no. This
Every
is
time I do it,
how
makes me
you
laugh.
remind me.
It's a
this is
picture of
how
a
you- how
retarded
you
kid.
remind me.
Yeah.
So
Too
but there,
far.
but there has to be like some level of respect that you can have for them for being able to write catchy songs.
Like,
Like, they have been
Super catchy.
continually been able to like write super catchy songs. And I don't know if they
How
have
shitty-
like I
how
don't know if they
shitty,
have
though.
like people like writers for them that like help in the process, but like
I think it's actually Chad Kroeger because I've heard of other musicians saying they've performed with him and they say he's actually really fucking good.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
He's the Guy Fieri of music.
Think about this.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, that's pretty
he really is.
pretty
That is
appropriate.
pretty
yeah.
on.
But how frustrating must it be to write out all of these really catchy songs and you're writing them in the studio like, damn, this sounds really good. This is going to really
This
change
song
everybody's
slaps.
opinion. Yeah, this
Okay.
song fucks.
So-
and then everybody fucking hates it so much that you like make no money off.
So
So
here-
that's so shitty for them.
So the
I don't know.
question:
I bet he makes crazy money.
The
Go
Well,
ahead,
he
question-
Jim.
does.
Nickelback,
royalties.
Nickelback or Foo Fighters?
Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters.
Foo Fighters every day.
He says.
Creed.
Creed.
That wasn't.
Yes, yeah,
Comes
right.
out of nowhere.
Who is the worst band you've ever heard? Oh, I
fuck,
know that's
dude.
a good one. I know
Dude.
that's a good one.
Like
Smashing
live
Pumpkins,
or
dude.
all together?
No. You've been to so many local shows you can't count it.
I
You've
just
heard
wanna-
shitty
I just wanna-
bands that nobody's ever heard of.
No, I just
What's
I,
the
I
absolute
want you
most
to be
dog shit?
brutally honest.
I hate bands that don't try and they just like they latch on to like one thing and then Blood on the Dance Floor. Like that's an easy target. It's an easy target
But dude,
because
they're
it's
so good.
bad.
They're so prolific.
It's so
How
bad.
could we shit
it-
on
What was
Blood
that
on the
one-
dance
Hold
floor?
on.
What was that? What was that thing? It was
Allegedly-
like
For being
oh,
pedophiles,
We're talking
maybe?
over each other. Allegedly, the vocalist, the really really scene looking motherfucker with the fucking face paint, he got
which-
busted for like child fucking.
For diddling.
Dude,
Allegedly
no
shit.
way.
Yeah. Are you shocked?
I
said with the most
holy
sarcastic
Jesus.
face
What?
I've ever seen.
No
Holy
fucking
fuck.
way. Were they on
Just
Warped
saying.
Tour?
Oh my god.
No, it was just like I guess since like the whole Me Too thing, like a bunch of people came out
Well-
and just straight up called him out.
What's
Well,
the
it's
here's
an
here's
easy-
the
It's an
thing.
easy target.
Here's the thing. What instead of what's the shittiest band you've ever heard? What's the worst? You don't have to name them, but give us a story from the shittiest band that you've ever had to play with. It could be that
Oh,
they're
that's a good
like
one.
not necessarily technically shitty. They play a great show, but maybe they're just pieces of shit. Or the opposite. Maybe they're great people, but they just suck musically. Was there anything like that you guys can think of?
Yeah,
where
who
you're
do
just
you
like,
play with where
why
you're
the
like-
fuck
Throw
am
'em
I
under
on
the
the
bus.
bill with these people
We've
right now?
played with some like shitty people before, like as people.
Guaranteed, I bet.
Yeah, like
Black Veil Brides.
Yeah. I'd
Oh,
love
dude,
that.
he'll name them. Yeah, what's the Black Veil Brides thing?
No,
Let's hear that.
I'm just kidding. Like back in the day, like everybody hated on Black Veil Brides.
You guys used to be real tight though.
Yeah, like I have a photo of Andy Biersack and I, like that we took in my basement, which he has, I say recently, but like, I guess, yeah, that's the best word that I can think of. Recently, he or someone else has photoshopped his face over my face.
Oh.
So like it was like Holcomb versus Black Veil Brides. It was like one of the
Yeah, I
first
remember.
bands that I was ever in. And we had like these promos that we did where we were like strangling each other in this basement and we were like holding guns to each other's heads and ropes and shit. And it was like, and like someone has photoshopped his head over mine because like whatever. Like he wants to delete us from his past. And it's so weird. But I don't know like other than
There was so much drama in that whole situation because I had James Dorman, Zach Nova. Both of them were in my band. They were
Yeah.
both players in that band. They told me all the fucking drama and
Yeah.
all that shit, the court documents and everything. Such a crazy situation from back in the day. Like, how the fuck they get picked up?
Can you give me a Reader's Digest version of how that was resolved? Did they get any
Like
credits?
how?
on anything?
Okay, so basically, this guy Andy, he took all. I mean, this is what I've read. He took everything from the band. Like they were on MySpace, really popular, kind of like a Kiss band, if you would imagine. Like think of that, Breaking Benjamin Kiss kind of vibe.
Jesus Christ.
Pat's got all the breaking news from 2009, doesn't
I just
he?
know.
Holy shit. Hard hitting 2009
Look,
emo rap.
I fucking know it all.
Remember
knowledge.
I've been through the scene.
Remember
all right?
2009?
So
Good God.
I
basically,
remember.
the
You remember?
vocalist took all the music
Pat
when he was
members.
Skyped out on fucking MySpace. He moved out there and stole all the music, made a music video called Knives and Pens, got like 42 million hits on it. And then there was like a huge court case against the original writers and the actual singer. I think they all got like $7,000 out of it each because it wasn't that popular at the time. But if they waited a little bit after they actually blew up with that song, they probably would have got paid bank because they got money.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like what did the did that whole like drama situation like help that, you know? Help it become bigger.
I think it created a new community that we haven't ever seen before. Juggalos. Juggalo community.
Oh my God, we've got a story about that.
Wait.
Let's get right into that because I was getting bored as fuck talking about Black Veil Brides, Juggalos. Let's go.
Dude, that's another thing I want to put out into the universe. I want to play a Gathering of the Juggalos.
Let's play The Gathering,
Yes.
Dude,
bro.
that would be
You
such a
absolutely
crazy
should.
show.
That'd be amazing.
Dude, just for the proof, I'm gonna pull the picture up because it's right here.
You were a
But-
juggalo?
So no, we were in Erie, Pennsylvania.
He
on
was
tour.
the leader of the Juggalos.
We were
Luke.
on-
Don't get it wrong.
We were
dog.
on tour in Cinema Sleep in Erie, Pennsylvania, and these 3 juggalos approach us all. We're outside of the venue about to like start and shit. And these 3 juggalos come up and they're like, "What's up, pussies, emo pussies," and all this shit. And I was like, "Ah!" And I fucking got down and I just started rapidly doing push-ups. And they were like, "Whoa."
Yeah, it was this whole thing. Like
That's your defense mechanism?
What do you think?
Oh, shut the fuck up.
What do you think?
Even without the story, without the picture, I would have believed you because that story is like.
I don't know.
Does it look like they're backing up?
I took that photo. I took
Whoa,
that photo.
that's fucking surreal. He's got a fucking photo and he's doing hardcore push-ups while these
Dude, I
goth
wish I
people
could
across
show
the
them.
street.
It's
He
real.
scared people away with push-ups.
Dude, and
This is
everybody was
like
behind
No,
me
it
like,
was just
"Go,
taunting.
go, go."
Like his friends were holding him back. I think 2 of them were drunk, and one
Wait,
of
the
them
goth?
was like,
Or with the juggalos?
there was like 3 of them.
Someone was
one
holding
of
him
them.
back?
He was like, no, dude, don't do it. And they just like
push-ups,
they kept like walking toward us and then walking away. I was like, okay,
This is the
keep
most
walking away.
unreal and comedic story.
I just
I've
wanted
ever
to
heard
show
in
them
my
like
life.
how like seriously we don't take them serious at all. So I was like, I'm gonna do push-ups. Fuck them, dude.
To prove yourself to the
I don't-
Juggalos.
I don't remember how the whole like confrontation started, but that's how it ended. And I was like, oh my God, this is too perfect. And I was like, Trevor,
Trevor,
Kevin,
Trevor.
and Trevor. I was like,
Ever.
no, I think it was Keep and Trevor. I was like, Trevor, keep doing push-ups. I need to take a photo of this. And I got a photo of it, and he's like holding his friend's back in the picture. It's like,
Oh my
All right,
God.
guys.
That's
I-
fucking comedic.
I haven't been able to segue this into the podcast, and I'm never going to. So I'm just
Seg
going
it.
to shoehorn the fuck out of this.
seg it, dude.
Are you guys aware that Gundams or like Megabots are real? Do you know that there's actually robots that people can pilot that like private businesses make
Wait.
that you can drive around and fucking do crazy shit in?
Like
Not
the
like
Iron Man shit.
Wait,
yeah,
like
but
battle,
not that advanced. It's like the
battle-
early.
Like Obadiah Stane,
like
Ironmonger.
human man
No.
battle
You
bots.
guys- you
like
guys-
battle bots.
Almost, but like people
Terminator?
control the battle bots. But
Transformers?
are you guys familiar with Odd Future?
Yeah.
The dudes from Odd Future, like Tyler the Creator and Earl and all the other people, they have like a couple separate Vice series where they'll do a bunch of different shit. And
Good.
one of them that I saw come up on YouTube was these dudes like pilot megabots, and I was like, what's a megabot? And I click on the video, and they have I've got it queued up for you guys, but
Good.
they have a whole ass fucking this is the thing right
What
here.
the fuck,
And
dude?
they're inside of this thing right here, and they have
That's
like video
Son
from
of
the whole
a
thing.
fuck.
Autobots, roll out.
I don't want to.
Dude, I approve of this 100%.
It's so crazy. I was like, this
Is
is
those
everything
guns?
that I've dreamed of as a
Do
child.
you need a license for that?
I don't know how this works, but my little boy boner got so hard. I was like, I'm 8 years old again watching this video.
Fucking
Can you
Zoids, bro.
imagine?
Yeah.
Fucking Zoids, bro.
Yeah.
Play
Yeah.
this shit. Play
So
it.
that we don't get some type of copyright thing on YouTube, we're gonna have to pause this a bunch of times and talk about it.
Turn
but
the volume
like,
off.
here we go. Oh yeah, let's
You
do that.
dummy.
Then.
Okay, let's see this shit.
So here's the actual
Dude,
thing.
this is so
The
ridiculous.
dude's
awesome.
piloting it.
Dude,
He's got his friends over here.
$100,000 to make.
Titanfall in real life.
so relaxed.
All
Like
those
he's a professional.
cooling fans on
To
it.
be
Look
fair,
how it's throwing him around,
I fucking
too.
drive this shit too. All right, you're basically a fucking tank.
Dude, you start making shits like this in the military, I'll enlist. All right, bud. I don't care. I'll kill people. That stuff looks cool.
He's got a fucking claw.
Yeah,
Look at
he's
this.
got a claw. He's got 2 joysticks that
Dude,
control.
if I had a fucking claw, I'd fucking crush people.
It's got
This
tank
thing
tracks on
crushes
it.
shit.
It's got tank tracks.
Bruh, Space
He's got
Force.
there's a microwave sitting on top of a mini fridge, and then there's a like an oven
What?
sitting next to that. There's the 2 things that he's gonna try to claw.
I
pick
thought
up.
you were about to tell me that all of that was in the cockpit.
yeah,
I was like, what the fuck? Where?
That's what it's running off of.
No.
Let
Like
me
this,
hit these hot pockets real quick.
Well, they asked. They're running off of microwave pizza rolls, but no, they talked about how much gas the thing was actually burning, and they were like, "How many miles to the gallon do you get?" And they laughed, and they were like, "How about we get 4 gallons to the mile type of thing,
Yeah.
instead of the other way around?"
Jesus Christ.
But then they have this. I don't know if it's a stove range or if it's a dryer or a washer, but something that equal size, and then to the right of it, it's got a mini fridge with a microwave on top of it. And in the video, it's showing him ripping apart these fucking things.
Well, it's
I'm
got
just setting
with
this
a
up for the
claw.
listeners
Yeah,
that can't
it's
see
gotta-
this video.
It's got to be heavy enough to like stabilize
He
everything.
can
'cause
spin it around. Look at that shit.
He's at least 10 feet in the air in this cockpit.
This thing's
Man,
insanity.
That'd be pretty. He's got a
Dude. And it works. That's not just like there's a whole nother arm that's a chainsaw arm. This dude fucks it up during this one.
He's just saw fucking it, dude.
dude, what
a
makes it
chainsaw
what
arm.
makes it the even
That's
cool?
the biggest chainsaw I've ever seen.
They fucking pimped it with the red, white, and blue and some
No,
stars.
the
They're
other
like
dude-
America is slicing this.
The other dude like gets to pilot it like with a car because that dude sucked and kept hitting the chainsaw on the ground. And they were like, "You're fucking everything up. You can't do this." So they pilot the other dude. I think this is Earl in the cockpit right there, and he's tearing this fucking car apart just to show you how
Nah, it's
strong this
Jasper.
thing
Yeah,
is.
just like Jaws of Life.
That's
like, ripping it
Jasper.
apart.
Jasper, sorry. And then this is where the chainsaw really comes through. It's not a bullshit chainsaw. It's real. This thing cuts
Jesus.
right through the
That's
roof
so
of a
sick.
car. I was
God,
like,
so cool.
imagine being in that car.
Dude, did you hear about the guy that like used a bulldozer that he put all the metal plates on?
tank modified,
What?
got the
Yeah.
bulletproof armor, and
Hold
took
on.
over a whole
Yeah,
city
he
for
wrecked,
a day.
He wrecked down like a bunch of storefronts, ran over cars and stuff, and like
Seriously?
yeah,
Yep.
the cops had to like.
Look this up.
There's a whole movie based off
I
of
don't
shit
fucking
like that.
believe you.
It's wild. Imagine what he could have done with that thing.
But you
God,
you were
chainsaw arm.
you were talking about how you had a little kid boner from that.
What the fuck does
In
that
Jap-
mean?
in
Cody?
Yeah, dude, that was tight.
No, him
No,
with the
Cody said that.
the robot suits. They in Japan they actually have like size like accurate Gundams that they have standing
Really?
and can move in
Where?
everything in Japan. They've got
Where
they've
at
got
in Japan?
videos
Alright,
of
that's
it
like-
on
no,
YouTube, dude.
I'm actually glad you brought that up because I've been to Japan twice.
Yeah.
Japan's
And-
super cool.
Oh
The
shit.
last time that I went,
Oh
I
my
actually
God.
brought this stuff. This has been sitting at my house for a little bit.
What?
What is this? What is your bag of goodies?
So like their whole thing in Japan, well, one of the things in Japan is they like to make different flavors of Kit Kats. Like that's the one thing that they do.
You have them with you right
yeah,
now?
right now, dude.
Holy shit.
What
can I
is
have
that?
some?
Like wasabi Kit Kat?
No. So these are matcha green tea, and then I've got a bunch of different ones. So
Oh, I'm
there's like
glad that I didn't get the
Here, hand
matcha
me
because
one.
I
there's
hate
like
matcha.
there's like peach.
Is that what this is, Pete?
Try the
I think
matcha,
there's
bro.
a grape one. Okay, this
Grape
one is
flavored Kit Kats?
Sakura Japanese sake. So it's
Dude, the
got-
one that I got is so good.
It's
You
got
guys
like a
should
little
try
burn.
this.
It's got a little burn to it.
Take a little piece of the
It's
second
got
What
half
the
sake
fuck?
in
and
it.
pass it around.
If you guys
It's
wanna-
like real strawberry.
Here, have your own, bud.
Yes.
I'll try the sake.
Dude, that's actually surprising. The sake is pretty good.
Is it? I'm gonna try
said
the
which one's
sake,
this one?
dude. I haven't tried this one yet. I tried the matcha. The matcha's banging.
Brady.
This is
Dude, what the
incredible.
fuck? Why isn't this in America?
right.
This
That
is-
one,
this
the one that I just
strawberry
gave
one's
Pat, give
amazing.
Luke some before it runs. Oh, Luke, he's already got one. Give it to Trevor.
It's so
Try
weird.
the pink wrapper one. I think that's the best one so far.
Dude,
That one's crazy
Hold on,
good.
let me try
That's a
the,
little different.
the grape one.
Dude, the pink one is
I've had
amazing.
all of them so far.
I'll
Which
try
one is
that
that?
one.
What do you have right there?
This is sake.
I just tried the sake one.
it's
What's
good
the
as
other
fuck.
one that
I'll
we
eat
got?
it.
It's really weird. So there's
Dude,
like
it really tastes like sake, dude.
there's like a burn to it, like almost like, and that's the
Let me get a
weird
little
thing.
piece.
I'm trying. It's like melting in my hand.
Is the peach one good?
It's
Is it decent?
delicious. Do you want
The
the,
peach
other
one's
one?
Let me try
amazing.
that one. I'm
Yeah.
gonna try that one.
They're pretty sweet. And so I'm a big fan of
Oh, that fucks.
I'm a big I'm a big fan of PewDiePie. He recently went to Japan and he was like he went to some shrine and outside they had I don't know what the company was, but they have like honey that's flavored with different flavors. And it's
Can
awesome.
I mix this with Jim Beam and
You can
try this
You
on the
can. So-
podcast?
I bet it would
So
be good.
it's blueberry and honey. This is I picked up 2 of them. I got blueberry and like raspberry or something. But yeah, it's just like a little container. They're like, oh, you can eat it how it is. You can spread it on toast. You can.
Oh,
put
it's
it
preservative.
You can put it. I don't
think so.
they s-
He's
I
saying
don't
it's
think they
blueberry
said-
honey.
Oh,
Yeah, you can mix it
What?
into anything
Yeah.
that you want
and they,
to.
they were like,
basically.
oh yeah, it's like all natural. Like,
that's
and
incredible.
that was the cool thing. That was the cool thing when I was there. It was just like all of the stuff was like.
How long were
super
you in
fresh.
Japan for?
This last time we were there for like 10 days.
Did you get that out of a vending machine?
No,
Yeah,
they
you
do
have
have
girls
they
a
have
lot of
ruined
vending machines.
panties.
They
and
do
like,
have a really cool. They have really cool stuff in vending machines. They're like you can buy alcohol like wherever on the street.
Oh, that's fucking awesome.
Tell me more about like
You're fucking
over there, 'cause
degenerate.
Japan. We've had our old member Gabe Kroger on, who's a local author,
Just pour some on your
photographer, and he's gone there several times, and he tells us the craziest fucking stories over
We,
there.
we had a guest, Jimmy Goodbell, meet his wife over there.
Really?
Dude, that honey is so good.
Yeah.
I just tried it. It's fucking amazing.
It's so sweet, and it's
It
like
tastes like
oh yeah. They were saying like
Blueberries
there's
and honey. It's like
nothing added to
macerated
it.
blueberries. Like maceration for people that don't know cooking is like where
God
you'll
damn,
cut
that's
some
good.
fruit up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cut some fruit up and put sugar on it. It starts to sweat the natural juices of the fruit. If you do that with honey, it tastes like honey and the fruit, and that's exactly what that shit tastes like. It's fucking amazing.
That is
Trevor's over here about to do
delicious.
a
What
key
the
bump of
hell?
it.
Yeah.
You only bring that out on special occasions.
That's incredible.
Well, yeah. I
That
mean,
fucks,
this has
dude.
been
That seriously.
so this has been sitting
So
in my
good.
sitting in my house for like guests to try if they want to, but yeah.
Oh my
I mean, it's
God.
I'm like, oh yeah, try the Kit Kats because that's
Is
pretty.
the green
pretty
one the
accessible.
matcha one?
You try the
Yeah.
matcha?
I haven't
I've
tried
tried
that
it.
one yet.
Dude,
We'll
it's
split
it's
it.
not.
And
It's
I-
Let me
not,
try with that shit.
it's
Right
not
there.
brought-
super matcha.
I brought
Like,
these
it's-
to get rid of, so yeah.
I
feel
bought
free.
a matcha ice cream from I don't know if it was Ben and Jerry's or Breyers or whatever the fuck it was, but Allie, my girlfriend, really wanted one, and I tried it, and I was like, "This is dog shit." I don't like it. With that said, I'm about to take a bite of the Kit Kat one.
Dude, that's good as fuck. So, like, were you
It's
culture
very,
shocked?
it's very
Nope,
like,
I have the
bland.
same feelings about it,
yeah,
and I
it's-
like green tea.
I'll eat it.
I think I only want it in tea form. You
No,
want
it's-
more of it?
Yeah,
Have
it's
at
fucking
it, man.
delicious.
I don't need.
Here,
I
have
don't
one
need it.
more. You earned it, dude.
Guys,
He doesn't like it either, but he's being polite about it.
I think
Oh.
it's really fucking good, dude.
Yeah, no, I also wanted to do a little plug for my my new friend David Chow. He runs Zundo Noodles.
That's the shirt that you're wearing
yeah,
right now.
His shop is right next door to Queen City Radio. He's got this restaurant and it's
Oh my
awesome.
gosh. Fire.
so I've been like taking Trevor to all of my favorite spots recently, and within the last like week or so, and he's like, dude, Zundo, the noodles are amazing. They've got ramen there, and it's like I get like
boy.
spicy miso, like, and then they most recently they have
Shoyu.
black dragon, and then yeah, the shoyu.
Show
I
you,
need to
dude.
go because I want to expand my palate and I want to try
Dude,
that.
we
shit.
should
You
all
gotta
go
take
out
it,
to
dude,
eat.
bro.
We
Yeah.
should all
Let's
fucking
go,
go out
dude.
to
I'm
eat.
down.
about it.
Love it, bro.
Let's
You'd
make
love
it happen.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
down.
go.
And so like at the very end they have matcha green tea, cannoli. Like,
Shut the fuck up. I
dude,
love
so he-
cannolis, bro.
It's banging,
He
dude.
te-
With green tea ice cream with it.
Cannolis,
Yeah,
bro.
he teamed up with the guy. I don't know what the name of his restaurant is, but he teamed up with the guy and he was like, "Hey, I love your cannolis. You should make some matcha green tea ones." So we had. They were out that day.
But we had it. We
They
had
were
it one day.
Yeah. So we've had those, and those are awesome. They have matcha green tea ice cream as well as red bean green ice.
Oh my
Red
Red
bean
bean?
ice cream.
Red bean.
What's
dude.
red bean?
Dude, it tastes
don't know,
like
but it's amazing.
I don't know, like melon or like, dude, it's fire. I don't know.
It's really hard to explain, and that was kind of like the same situation I was in when I was in Japan when like we would try different things, and it's like it's very like simple. Like it's like it's a little taste of citrus that like really like sets things off, and it's like, man, like why? I feel like everything in America is like very over the top. Like Mountain
The
Dew.
most sugar,
Mountain Dew
the
is
most
a very,
caffeine,
yeah.
the most
Salty.
fucking in your face.
Yeah.
Mountain Dew commercials. We're fucking skydiving. Mountain Dew, motherfucker. Drink it, you bitch. That's Mountain Dew commercials. And then in Japan, it's like, oh, it's a nice glass of tea. It smells good.
But
It's
yeah.
a little old lady drinking. You never think about the commercial. All you think about is like, Mountain Dew, it's in your face, drink it, cunt. And you're like, all right, I will. I am a cunt. All right,
Yeah,
I guess.
that's the thing. That's like all their stuff is like very subtle, and then there's like one thing that like sets it off and like puts a twist on things, and it's like really cool. I don't know. That's like if I could live there and make a living doing something, like I can't. I was gonna make a joke.
But he's gone now, so
Yeah.
Just say
there's
it.
no dynamic. Say it without him
no,
here. That'll just look like you're talking
No,
shit
it
as
was
soon as he
messed
left the room.
No, it was
Oh,
messed
now
up.
that that guy's gone, I've got a great joke.
No, it was messed up. But like if I could find some kind of like thing that I could do there, I would totally want to live there. It was.
That's what
it's
everybody says
yeah.
that's gone there and travel. I mean, what was the most culture shock thing you experienced when you got there your first time?
People are extremely respectful. Like
Super
they're
clean over
they're-
there too, right?
It's clean. It's quiet. Like you don't like the first time that we came back and we got on the railway or whatever it is in Dallas Fort Worth Airport. As soon as we got on there, there's someone like, bah, 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 bah. That's what I said. Bah, bah, bah. And it's like, holy shit! Like the disconnect from one place to another. Like when you're on the train, no one is talking. Like no one is loud.
It's dead silent.
You don't have like some crazy person screaming unless they do like to party. They do like to drink. That's the one thing about their culture is they'll go out with like coworkers and they'll get wasted. Like wasted. But it's like it's accepted. Like it's totally cool. They're like go out with your boss and you don't have to worry about like, oh, I got too drunk and made a fool of myself. Like they all just get wasted. Like one night we got off the subway. We were going to our Airbnb and there's some guy just standing there like up against the wall. He turns around, pissed his pants. Like
Yes.
he was fully suited up like in a like business suit and just peed himself. And I'm like, wow, they go hard.
Wow.
Like they go really hard.
Apparently in Tokyo and in specific parts of Japan, they have a really bad issue with public masturbators and people that like touch women and stuff like that. They call them chikan. I don't know if
What the
I'm pronouncing
fuck?
that right, but it's CHIKAN or chikan or whatever
Well,
it is.
nobody touched
where
me.
people just like be like fondling women in the middle of public. They get
Yeah.
arrested all the time. They have like an app now where they're trying to combat this. Did you see anything crazy like that over there? Where dudes are just like being super creepy on public transportation? Because they said
No.
that that's where that comes from.
Not a lot of like creepy dudes. Like there's different sections that we went where they had
Nobody
like,
tried to finger your butthole, Brady?
No.
Unfortunate.
No.
No hentai.
Sorry, keep going.
No, there were like a few different shops. I guess it was like quote unquote the red light district or something, but they had like weird DVDs and they're so
Like what?
yeah, like
It's a weird DVD.
Elaborate.
Well,
not porn.
well, like you walk in, every single thing, every single movie, magazine, whatever is like hentai or like weird
Anime or some
tentacle.
Thank God.
something.
If only my
Seriously?
local CVS could get on their
No,
track.
it's like it's a single shop,
You're a
and it's
maniac.
like maybe the size of 2 of these rooms, but no, maybe more than that. But it's like that's all that it is. It's like you walk into
It's just hentai.
like you walk into
hentai porn.
like you walk into Phil's Records and it's nothing but Japanese porn.
What the fuck?
But
I
another
wish that's
Lit.
what Phil's Records was like. Smells like vinyl in there.
So, and the other cool thing is like they have convenience stores and stuff. They'll have like different stores. Like each level is labeled like, oh, this one's like DVD players and cameras, and this next one is whatever and whatever, and they're all stacked on top of each other. So they have like high rises of like convenience stores, which is really cool. And like talking about the buildings, like there's like some of the stuff that you see in like my brother watches a lot of One Punch Man.
It's a great fucking anime.
Yeah. So like in some of those, you're like, these buildings are like crazy, like weird looking, like nobody builds buildings like this. Like this is just in a, like,
Abu Dhabi and shit like that.
Well, like this is just anime, like whatever architecture, and then you see it and you're like, wow, they actually did build something that looks like that. So it's like it's a weird disconnect. But like, yeah, my girlfriend and I, when we met the first time, we actually met up with someone that we knew. He was like filming like people skiing down different
Dave Grohl.
different rock faces or whatever. And so we were like, oh yeah, let's go in here. And like we were like doing each floor of this one place, and it was like the Phil's records of Japanese porn. And we get to like the third level, and it's all like sex toys. And then like the fourth or fifth level was like dress up, like, oh, you want to dress up like a schoolgirl, you want to dress up like a whatever, but it's for dudes. Like guys that want to dress up like that. And there was like corn cob dildos, like weird
I
stuff.
bet all the guys were
Corn
really
cob.
hot, right? There was only really fit dudes in that part.
Corn cob.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, dude. It's an experience. Like,
Jesus.
I've been very.
What is going through your mind when you're like, corn cob dick? Yes, I need it.
Well, the first thing was the first
The
thing.
texture, of course.
Yeah,
like, just
well,
give me a buttered up corn
ribbed.
cob cock.
ribbed
butter on
for
it.
her pleasure, you know.
Oh my
And then there's
God.
that meme that runs through your head. It's like the girl like walking down a dirt path, and it's like a corn cob like soaking wet, and it's
Ew,
like,
that's such
it's
a
like-
common meme.
and it's like country
Ew.
girls make do, and it's like
a real woman takes a corn on the cob and fucking masturbates with it.
But I'm
Bringing
like,
vegan
oh,
to a whole new term.
it's like,
dude.
oh my gosh, it comes full circle. It's like,
Fuck
That's such a strange
me.
meme. Like, is there really people out there that fucking masturbate with corn on the cob?
dude,
Of course.
the thing that
Vegans,
Of course
bro.
they do.
The
like
thing that-
wild corn on the
yeah.
cob.
All right, last thing that I'm going to say, the thing that makes me happy is that there's like artists out there who are willing to like, oh, what perverted thing are you thinking of? I'll do it. I'll put it on DeviantArt or whatever. I'll put it on Reddit and like,
A girl walking
And
away
thank
from
God
a
for them, 'cause
soaking
how would I
wet
come?
corn on the cob.
Cody, you foul beast.
People draw some weird shit on the internet, dude, when
They
it
really
comes
do.
to fucking porn.
Yeah.
Especially like vor, for example. You know what vor is?
You mean sexy, right? Not weird.
Oh, it's so sexy. Vor. Vor is the sexual fetish of being eaten alive. Like being
Well, I'll be
swallowed
damned.
whole and living in the
You learn
stomach
something
all
new every
comfy and
day.
warm.
He has
like
shared
like VOUR, like devour.
like vor,
VORE.
Yeah, VORE.
He has shared pictures of like hentai vor
Hentai.
on the page before, and it's made me queasy every single time because it'll be like a horse wants to crawl inside of a dolphin, or a dolphin wants to crawl inside of a horse.
A horse's
have-
asshole and live in its stomach. Or
I have seen
Yeah,
that.
it's like, what the fuck is this? Like,
I
who
saw,
is?
that, I
Slipper,
saw that
bro.
on your I saw that on your page.
You know, it's a little weird because vor always is intentionally fatal, you know? So what's the sexual, like, attraction to being eaten alive? I don't really understand what the fuck happens to you as a kid where you're like, wow, I want to be digested slowly and suffocated inside
Well, I mean,
someone's stomach
what's-
hopelessly.
What is the French? They say something that's a term for like the little death, comparing it to like the orgasm.
What?
Yeah.
What?
What are
Like,
you
they
talking
say
about?
like the orgasm is like the little death. There's a word or a phrase for it.
I've never heard that
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
That is so interesting.
If you remember, please tell me.
I'll look it up.
Fuerte
Look it up, 'cause I'm very
pequeña.
curious about what that means.
What did you just say? to me,
Fuerte
Cody?
pequeña.
But I mean, what
Little
are you
death
saying?
in Spanish. Fuerte pequeña. It's little
Probably
death.
means you like donkeys or something, I bet.
Is
No,
that
you
Russian?
just
Fuerte
gotta small
death
stuff.
and
I
pequeña is little.
I don't speak French, but it's la petite mort, and it means the little death.
Okay.
Okay.
The brief loss of weakening of consciousness. The
So what, you're just
This is like
Tell
no
me-
fat.
the sensation of post orgasm as likened to death.
No fat movement, dude.
Fuck.
So we're reaching near.
I don't know how we got to that. But
It's
here
all
we
right. We're
are.
about to go right off the deep end.
But
here.
before we go off the deep end, Brady, I didn't know how to segue this into the podcast, but I'm just gonna do it because we're at the end anyways. Can I have another drink?
Is this sponsored by Segway?
You're fine.
Yeah, it's
No,
sponsored
but no.
by Jim Beam.
Here's my last question to you guys, and I want an honest answer.
Beam.
All right, I have to ask you guys this, and I want you to be fucking legit. All
Oh,
right,
this is gonna be weird.
all right. What's the least amount of money you would take to shove
Oh
a
my
whole
God.
stick of butter up your ass?
Never
Dude,
mind.
you got 1,000 on you right now?
Is that literally the least
Dude,
amount
I'll
of money
do
you
it
would
for
take?
$1,000 right now.
If let's say I
dude.
give you $500 right now, would you do it?
$750.
I've never wished I had more
You said
like
a
$750 to
Yeah,
throw
a
away than I
whole
do right
a
now.
whole stick of butter up
Is
your
there-
ass.
I'll do it for $38.
Well, the thing is,
You
it
can
would
ask questions.
It would
Promise?
Have, yeah, it
Hard
would have,
times.
It would have to be frozen.
Unsalted.
Well,
No, salted.
I feel like
I'm a
It's
dirty
just for
bitch.
you, Brady.
You and
it's
Pat
salted.
are cut from the same cloth, Trevor. You guys have to have your salted butter penetrating your man prison
Well,
wallet.
the thing is, how are you gonna get it in there? Like,
Well,
I'm
it
a man.
melts it-
I'm a man of science. Okay.
You don't need the salt to get it in there. I'm telling you, the salt
no,
is
not the
only.
salt. I'm saying it needs to be a little more solid than butter. You know what I'm
Agreed.
saying?
Yeah,
Like,
frozen.
it would just smash onto your love pocket.
Well, we have a
dude.
video for you
Your
if you
love
don't think butter
pocket.
can work its way in there.
Prove it.
He called
Prove
the
it.
asshole the love pocket.
Prove
Love
it. Your
pocket,
prison
bro.
wallet.
Oh my God, Cody's
Oh,
about
you
to
don't
pull up
believe
one of
it?
the worst thing you'll ever see.
The prison.
Luckily, we
Put
have
it
this
on.
favorited.
Shut the fuck up.
Sweet.
Oh my God.
Is that
You
that,
asked. You
Is
asked.
that real?
Here it is. Oh, look at it. Take a look again.
Is that butter?
Does that
or-
look like CGI to you, my friend?
Look,
The
he's
dick
churning,
looks
bro.
more CGI than
He's
the butter.
churning. Churning
Right there.
and turning, bro.
Like, dude, it's that,
that-
easy to shove a stick
No,
of butter
is
up your
that is
ass.
that butter?
really is
that butter or
churning.
margarine?
Dude, that's fucking.
Okay. Now you know what, Brady raises a fantastic point because we don't know the answer to that question.
very
so
good
He might
question.
be right. Maybe the margarine offers the.
That's a question for the originator of that video. I'll have to email them.
We'll have to.
Churning and burning, bro.
Is that
Gotta
margarine?
know the answer to that question.
Thanks so much for you guys for coming on the show. Seriously,
And
good fucking time.
we have to be
Thank you for
clear.
having us.
We've almost finished a half a bottle of what is this?
Jim Beam.
750. What is this? I don't know what the. I don't know.
Just
We
a
almost
standard
finished it? Yeah.
750 ml
Little-
of Jim
little-
Beam right
little,
there.
Little travel bottle, you know. So we're getting a little loose right now.
Yeah.
That's
Not-
what
oh,
the
yeah,
whole
well,
podcast is
not
about.
as
It's getting
loose.
weird.
Hold on,
Not
least amount of
as
money.
loose, but loose.
Least amount of money.
Thanks for
For
the
the
whiskey,
butter.
Brady. I appreciate you. It's good meeting you, man.
Cheers, bud.
Thanks for
Nice
coming on the
meeting you,
podcast.
brother.
Cheers, Trevor.
Nice. Oh,
Luke,
nice
hit me
meeting
with
you,
the
brother.
cheers and the dab pin. Come on,
Everybody.
that's the way to do it. That's the way to end this motherfucker. Thank you guys so much for coming on.
Dude, Dracula.
Go check out. Yeah, go check out Rob Zombie. No kidding. Go check out, like, they've got Clarity out right now. By the time that you hear this episode, you're going to hear the beginning of Night Shadow? Is that the name
Shadow
of it?
of the Night.
Shadow of the
God,
Night.
Cody.
Sorry, a little drunk.
And
God,
then-
you're fucking terrible.
And then we're going into the studio August.
Most
9th
of
or
August.
10th.
10th. Most of August, we'll be recording our full length.
And hopefully,
Yeah.
and hopefully by that time, you motherfuckers will be, you already won the competition. I mean, in my head, you guys already
Dude.
won it. That shit's over. You guys won that
That's a
competition.
fact.
What's
Thank
wood?
You got the
Thank
studio
you.
time.
What's wood in
You
here?
got the $1,000 that you'll split up fucking 4 ways, $250 a piece. What will you do?
To that
Crazy
album?
money like $250.
Like, shove a whole stick of butter up your ass.
Yeah, $250. You looking forward to that? I'm kidding, I'm fucking around. But no, like you'll have this whole fucking album out. Everything's going great. Like I'm really excited for everything. But you guys were talking about a live event. When's the next time somebody can actually go out and listen to your shit live?
So I think we should be releasing the flyer for the show. We picked up 2 local and then 1 like a little bit outside. I
Yeah.
think they're from
2
Columbus.
local and 1 from Columbus.
Yeah. So Here Come Here,
Lonely Youth.
Lonely Youth, and the Hunting Project.
Yeah.
Like
they're sick.
so Here Come Here is one of my friends. He plays drums in that group, and like they're pretty solid. They sound like one of their songs that they released sounds like Chevelle, so I'm like, hell yeah, that sounds really cool. But I've seen them play live before, and on top of that, they're really cool dudes. The Hunting Project is a bunch of dudes that I've never met before. Another guy that I'm friends with on Facebook shared their link, And I was like, wow, this is like different. It's not like the typical like scene music. It kind of reminded me of like
Rise Against or
like
something.
Rise
Yeah.
Against, but it was like almost like a polka, like punk beat.
Weird.
Well, not like polka, but like ska-ish. But they like
I gotcha.
they blend it really well.
Yeah, it wasn't out there.
But yeah, I'm like, holy crap! I've never seen like a local band that I was actually stoked about. I'm like, I would totally see them out live. And that was the Hunting Project. And I'm like, dude, I'm stoked to have them on the bill.
When's that
Like
coming
all-
up? What date is it?
November 2nd is.
And
is
where at?
Well, that's a minute
hopefully-
away.
Hopefully, yeah. So he came back to us with the date, and we were like, all right. So he was like, yeah, just start promoting it now. But it's at
Riverfront Live.
Yeah,
Riverfront Live here in Cincinnati.
That'll
I've
be
never even
fucking
heard of
awesome.
that venue. Where's
Dude,
that
it's
at?
a great venue.
I think it was Annie's before, from
Okay.
what I've heard.
Yeah.
So it's,
Where's that by?
it's off the exit for Riverbend, but you take a left instead.
Oh, I got you.
I know exactly where that is.
Yeah.
There's plenty of parking. Like, it's just super convenient venue. It's epic. They even have an outdoor section. It's great.
Super cool.
Yeah.
Where can we follow you to see this shit?
On Facebook, do you have all the links and everything? We've got www.enmymusic.com.
You have a website?
We've got-
Legit.
yeah, we have that and a Facebook page, ENMY, all capital letters.
Everything that you guys are going to want to check out, we're going to tag you guys in. So whether it be the Instagram, Pat will make sure that gets tagged, and all the
Thank
Facebook
you.
stuff. We can't wait to see you guys live. Like, it's a lot of you guys. I'm not bullshitting you. As far as like band episodes go, a lot of times we'll have bands on that I don't really know or care about one way or another, and I didn't really know you guys at all. But just like hanging out with you guys as dudes, one of my favorite episodes, just talking to people that are in a band. Like, as far as like band episodes go, it's like you guys put the rest in anything. Those are my 3 favorite band episodes, and you guys are up there after tonight.
Well,
I can't like if
man.
I'm
if
glad,
your
dude.
personality speaks like anything about how you play live, and I'm sure it does because I saw the quality that you guys put up. I think that me and all of the Bastard Sermon listeners would be thoroughly impressed by seeing a show by you guys.
Awesome, man.
Thanks
Dude,
so
looking
much for coming
forward
on
to
this
it.
podcast. Is there anything else we want to plug before we get off this bitch? Nothing. T-shirts are coming. We're getting the T-shirts.
They'll be better. They'll be fixed.
Yeah.
Oh,
T-shirts
yeah.
are falling apart. We're fixing that. Everything will be good. Go check out an Enemy show. That's ENMY. We'll tag all their shit. Enemy Music. If you want to look them up. Peace, bitches.
Peace.